To this, the 29th episode of Blood on the Thames, a Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle set in London, England. With me tonight,
Carlos playing Moses of Clan Nosferatu.
Peter playing Benjamin of Clan Malkavian.
Rachel playing Katia of Clan Tremere.
Philip playing Jim Roy Woods of Clan Gangrel.
We didn't time.
I think he said something about
I think start the recap. I think
the recap. Yeah, we have to.
He did say that. He did say that. I heard it in my mind.
Right,
he understands Jaffa.
Well, Jackie's apply, yeah, I kind of have to, don't I, right? So, Jim, at the start of last episode, Jim got a call from Detective Sergeant James, who was on his way. Jim, having a tusk and knowing there's a problem, hastily performs self-surgery and bandages himself to try and cover the masquerade. In return for old favours, the Detective Sergeant wants him to send a permanent message to Alan Burr, the lawyer who helped Mr. Morrissey back in Book 1.
So Benjamin is trying to make things sound as positive as possible for Amelia's new life, but gradually realises that you just can't polish a turd. As he goes to sleep, he hears a strange voice in his head welcoming Simon back.
Moses and Gideon attempt to approach the couple who have seen too much. However, they are very paranoid, and when they realize we're onto them, they bolt. Andrew on foot and carries with her family, including children and grandma, on her van.
Gideon pursues the caravan and terrifies Karis off the road, killing nearly everyone inside in the crash.
Sorry, that freaks me out.
That wasn't me.
It wasn't, sorry. Moses pursues Andrew, who kills a guard and tries to take his own life. Moses helps him on his way and then steals all the security footage.
The health update, Jim manages to heal a little bit and gets very hungry. A reluctant Benjamin and Katia help him feed. Katia also tells him to fix Moses' damn door.
So Benjamin is taken to see Sabine by Katia, and they then have a chat about Edmund, and he gives over some blood. There are a couple of interruptions, but Sabine deals with them very swiftly.
So back at the church, Moses is in full remorse. Gideon and him report to Jacqueline, who tells him that God has a plan for him, and she intends to make him a hound. Oh, by the way, she is Joan of Arc. That's where we
ended, yeah.
That is where we ended. So, who to begin with?
Oh my god. Titus is gonna roam.
Yeah.
Titus is gonna what?
Mini Titus is gonna roam.
He's gonna start.
Oh, he is gonna roam, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we know.
You will be. So, we'll begin with Katia. Let's get Rachel back into the swing of things. So, on this particular night, Katia, while the others have been off doing their questionable acts, you've been in the company of Sabine, who, when you took Benjamin to meet her, was in a steampunk style bar called the Gilded Mark. This is a particular bar where she has considerable sway over the brand and the people that are there. So it is, whilst it is not a safe place to talk about affairs, it is one of those places where if there is a breach, there is enough sway over members of staff to contain it. Which is probably why Sabine had taken it upon herself to lead Benjamin here, and why she probably felt no compunction about dealing with the interruptive individual in question in the way that she had.
Mm-hmm.
However, after she went and sat back down with you, she waited until the others had gone, and for a while had said nothing. And then, as she is fingering the stopper in the pocket that she has his blood in, she slides it back in, and then looks over at you. You did well, Cassie.
I simply did what I said I'd do.
Well, I'm glad it went as easily as it has. Certainly did on my end. I'm not quite sure what you said to convince him.
It took a little scaremongering, but sometimes with Benjamin that's the most effective method.
Yes, I was witnessing that, a glimpse of that in the bathroom. I also got some interesting information, which I will share with you in due time. However, in the meanwhile, I hope you are feeling somewhat energetic, darling. I do have need of you in the coming weeks. There's a few people that I intend on meeting. There's a few things I would like delivered, which I could trust in your hands to ensure they got where I need them to go. I won't discuss the specifics here. Needless to say, just rest assured, it is working towards our joint aim.
Of course, very well. Simply tell me when and where.
Certainly, darling. In the meanwhile, are you busy now?
Well, that tends to depend on the activities of my coterie mates often. I have had somewhat of a tangle with some past tenants of the of our current accommodation. It's been quite an interesting couple of weeks dealing with them. They seem to have a habit for pushing people off roofs or through windows. I believe I might have brought them up before. Well, I originally thought there was only one. Now it seems there are two, and they are at odds with each other. And I have taken upon myself to try and resolve this issue in the next few weeks, ideally. If anything, because it means my coterie mates will stop getting themselves thrown off roofs or pushed through windows. Which...
There's always a plus.
Yes, indeed. And of course that tends to then reflect with then helping them deal with the aftermath of that. And it would just save a lot of trouble in the long run if I could sort that one out. So if you did have any pointers, I'd be very grateful for
I'd
them.
actually been looking into a similar issue.
Oh, really?
Yes, whilst I would not consider you incapable of handling it on your own, if you do find yourself stretched for time or just without the desire to do it, I do have someone that I have a minor boon over that could see the matter handled.
I would very much like to be introduced to them, if that's all right. If anything, just because I would very much like to meet someone with such capabilities.
It's probably not someone that you'd want to strike up a social contract with, darling. More someone that I have no current need for, and you've done me a good turn, and I feel remiss if I didn't return it.
Well, in that case, rather than a social engagement, at least a working relationship could be arranged, perhaps.
And that would be entirely in your court, darling. This is more their particular area of interest.
I see. Well, if you have any contact details, or you could,
Probably best it comes from me, darling.
All right.
But I can arrange for them to come at your leisure.
As long as that's not too much trouble, that would be
It's
wonderful.
no trouble for me, darling. With the boon coming, they're very keen to be rid of it.
Well, that would make perfect sense. Of course, yes. that would be ideal.
I can do without the occasional phone calls. There's some people whose voices are just... On the other hand, darling, I do have what we've set out for, and I'm particularly keen, after my discussion with your dear friend, to assess. So, if you do feel as though you are equally curious, you are welcome to join me. If not, then I will bid you adieu while the night is still relatively young.
Given the fact that, at least for the next foreseeable future, I will be in close contact with the individual, perhaps knowing as much as I can about them might be the more healthy option.
I agree. In that case, darling, I shall go and call a taxi, and then we will be away. Just make sure that you have everything done. I'm not quite certain how long this will take, and the discussion that may follow, if my suspicions are correct, might be a long one.
I understand. As far as I'm aware, I have no prior commitments for the rest of this evening. I can double check, but it's something I would certainly like to be made aware of as soon as possible for the continued smooth existence of my coterie as it is.
In that case, darling, I'll go and make the call. You sit here and enjoy the splendour. I'm sure that this is more your place than mine.
It is quite an establishment, I must admit.
A very cheap one as well.
I imagine they still charge quite a lot for drinks there.
I'm not complaining. The more they charge, the more I get.
True. This is London, after all.
But this is the kind of place that attracts a certain type of clientele, and those certain types of clientele are more than happy to pay through the nose.
Also true.
Anyway, darling, I'm going to go and make the call.
Very well, I'll see you soon.
Okay, so she steps up and moves off. Then I will jump to someone else.
I will quickly send a text to each of the rest of the coterie mates and simply say that I will be engaged for a little while at least. And I will notify them as soon as I am once more available.
Okay. Jim,
Yes.
in the aftermath of your conversation,
Yep.
you've had a lot to think about.
Mm-hmm.
You go, Mini Titus. For those that can't watch this, I've got a little miniature of me which these guys like to move around whoever I'm currently speaking to. So Jim, so you are thinking on the matter that has been brought up to you. What else are you doing with the rest of your evening?
I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get some maps of the area where his place is, and see sort of what's nearby.
Be easy enough for you to get road maps of London.
Yeah.
That's easy to get.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to be able to get like a detailed blueprint of
Yeah.
his office buildings. And
No,
things like that.
it's more of his home area.
Okay.
And then
Because he lives away from
yeah.
London. Okay. Where are you doing this? Are you just going down a shop to try and pick up a map? Or?
So that's for
'Cause a lot of the places that will sell this, most of them are going to be shut. You can always go to a service station that's similar.
yeah, and I'm still I'm still
You're still
faded.
fucked up.
Yeah, I'm
There's no other way to put it.
I'm still fucked up, and
You were lucky that he was as drunk as he was.
yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sort of look at the time, really get a bit of time, and see if I can get a few tools, and then remove the bus lock from Moses' door. That'll make a start, maybe. So to remove the lock, and then using that, I got superficial I could heal, and a bit more blood I could take. Gonna go through the underground, just trying to probably spend most of the rest of the evening trying to find someone to safely hunt.
Okay. So it won't take you long or much time to try and track down a basic map. I mean, it's not greatly detailed in terms of like the layout of buildings and the rest. It's mainly a road map.
Yeah.
But it gives you a rough idea of the scale of the area where certain buildings are and things like that. And you managed to get one of those relatively cheap. But while you're coming out of the service station that sells it, your phone begins to buzz. It's Alicia.
Cool. Yeah.
Hello, Jim.
Hello.
Is it safe to talk?
Give me a minute, and I'll make sure it's safe. I'll make sure I move away somewhere where it would be safe.
I've been thinking about the favour that you were willing to ask me.
Yeah.
Is that still something you wish for?
Yeah.
I've got a reason to linger for a little more time, so if you are willing to have that on your tab, I suppose I can make myself available.
That would be greatly appreciated.
Okay. The first part of your boon, then, such as it will be to tell Moses, thank you for the bike, and then she hangs up.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't get that bike back.
I'm not getting it.
I think get that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you heading back?
Well, I will be spending sort of a bit of time hunting.
Okay. Usual method?
Usual method.
Okay, make a roll. Wait, in your territory or outside? At the moment, you're outside of your territory.
I'll be in the territory.
Okay, so you head back towards you tonight.
Yep.
For a second there.
This is madness. Just saying that now on camera. I should know. I should know. This is.
I'll willpower that.
Everyone got willpower back, by the way.
Lovely.
6 successes.
Okay. It does not take you. It does not take you long to find someone. At this time, most people are out in groups. There are moments where you're watching people, and there's a bit of frustration building when you can't seem to find one that's been picked up. But there is someone that is working, not in the service station, but in one of the shops opposite. And you don't know whether or not they're closing up early or whatever, but he is outside, he's smoking a cigarette. And then as he steps back in to the store, and this is a store that you've been in before, briefly, but it was mainly when you were surveying the area, you were getting used to the general surroundings. You know it doesn't have CCTV. It's one of the few stores that doesn't at this particular point, as this has been more prevalent. But as he steps back in, and you realise that the store is shut because he seals off the lights, he brings the doors back together manually, but he doesn't lock them. And then as he turns around and starts going back in, just double checking everything, you slip in behind and close the doors behind you, wait until he goes past the aisle so he's out of sight, and then you immediately grab him, pull him back, and begin to drink. How much are you going to take?
I'm going to.
Question, what's your hunger now?
I'm on 2.
Okay, yeah, how much are you going to take?
I will be healing, trying to heal the superficial, and I will go hungry, so I will take 2 points.
Okay.
Move down hunger 1.
Yep, so you take 2 points from him. There is a measure of alcohol in his blood, but it's still intoxicating is the wrong word. It's still delicious. There is no adverse effects. He's not that inebriated. But you manage to drain just enough that he is shaky, and he does steady himself and knock a few things off the side. But there is enough of a room for you to lick the wound closed, step away, and excuse yourself out from the store without him tumbling over, without him falling unconscious or similar. But he is quite clearly confused as you leave him. But that's probably about the best you can hope for after taking how many ever pints you did.
Yep.
So you've managed to feed.
Yep.
Anything else before I jump to anyone else?
That's probably the rest for the evening.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Benjamin.
Hello.
He says coming to you.
I believe that I was in the process of calling Moses.
You were.
So I'll call him and see if he answers.
Are we still praying?
Yes. It's quite an awkward moment.
Oof.
Jacqueline doesn't move. The
What?
father, however, kind of looks up over it.
It's not gonna even vibrate.
Okay. Is it on silent?
Because if I was doing the shenanigans I was doing last night, it's just completely silent mode.
Okay. And no one
So,
looks up, and you
the
have no idea
moment-
you've got a message.
Yeah, the moment I finish praying, I'll check it.
Okay. So after a missed call, you call
Do you
him
leave a
again.
message?
No. I'll feel quite relieved he didn't answer because I know what he wants me to do. So I will probably make my way back to the crossed hands. I
Okay.
think.
All right. We'll jump back to you in a moment. Carlos.
Yes.
Moses.
We're praying. There we are. We're praying.
So you go through this prayer, and the constable, with Gideon alongside, continues to pray. And then by the end of the prayer, she stands up and she moves over to the father, and the father lifts her hand and kisses it, and she just touches a thumb to his forehead and then turns and starts making back towards the front of the room. She turns to Gideon and says something very quickly to him in French, and he nods and then watches her step out. And then Gideon moves over to the door, locks it, and then turns back towards facing you. So, you're going to become a hound?
Looks like it.
How are you feeling?
Would it be appropriate if I get a puppy now?
A puppy.
I think I would be better with a puppy eventually.
He leans in a bit closer and says, "You do realise that the position of hound has nothing to do with puppies, right?"
It's yes, but I don't think I'm gonna be like a. Am I to be a full-blown hound like from the get-go, or is there like a?
Well, you'd need to be announced. The constable would need to make sure it's known to the other kindred, otherwise they're not gonna, listen to you.
So it's I'm like the constable is saying I'm gonna get a hound, but right now I have a puppy. I just want a puppy. Remember when we were driving to the service station?
I think you should sit down.
Okay.
He follows you over and then he sits on the edge of the desk and he just looks at you for a moment and goes, "What does a hound mean to you?"
Just to enforce the laws of the prince in the city.
Okay.
The fact that I want a puppy is not related to the fact that you call them hound. We call them bully boys back in America, and they attend the sheriff. So it's just an unfortunate naming convention. I just happen to be an Nosferatu who wants a puppy.
I just find it weird that you've been offered this honour.
Let it sink
And your
in.
immediate reaction is you want a puppy.
Yeah, well, I would be a lot happier if it was not glorified on the blood of children.
So you
Would rather have a puppy.
He hands you a number. Go get your puppy. Then call me.
Okay.
And he stands back up.
Quick question. When you were like alive, did you have dogs?
Why?
Just curious. What kind of, are you a dog person? Are you a cat person? If you had a dog, what type of dog was it? Was it cool? You can
I
go.
didn't have a dog.
Okay.
I had a falcon.
Ooh.
Wow, what a snob.
Are you God? God is not a Tremere.
Okay. That's a weird pet to have.
Different types.
Yeah, I assume. Okay. Well, thank you. Bye. Oh, wait. And I just, when I get to the door, I turn around. It's like, quick question. Are you expecting me to call you tonight or later?
The next court's not going to be for a while, so you have time until then. I do recommend that we meet up again before then, so I can make sure you're prepared for what you're expected to do.
Understood. Yeah, I'll call you soonish. Thanks. And then I walk to the father, like, bendición. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and I go, yeah, thank you. And oh, and then at the door again, I turn around and say, oh, can you give me a ride home?
Sure.
I promise not to talk about puppies.
Then yes. And he opens the door.
So, tell me, how is it like to have a falcon? And then I just do that all the way to the cross hands.
He shuts the door, walks past the cross, looks at it as though he can draw strength from it.
He
Then
probably
makes the
can. He probably can. Hopefully.
And follows off after him.
So yeah, I'm going to the cross hands. Dropped by not so pleased, Gideon. I'm not trying to piss him off. I want to see where that line is. I know I'm close. I just want to know.
Okay. Hunger frenzy. Spend the blood so I can stop listening. That's now a thing, by the way. The know your senses, turn it off. So, Benjamin.
Hello.
Did you check your phone, by the way?
Oh yeah, in the car.
Yeah.
Oh.
Seriously.
I call.
Just when you are flooded with relief about the fact that you do not have to do what he's asking.
Okay, I'll answer it. Yes?
Hey, I just saw you send me, did you call me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I was busy.
You wanted to go and see Edmund,
Oh, yes, are we going now?
if that's what you want.
Yeah. And if it makes you feel better, you can come to me and we can go puppy hunting. I mean, puppy choosing. I'm getting a puppy, but not the hunting kind of. I'll let you in. Where are you?
I'm on the way to the crosshands.
Okay. I think we will be flying in. Wait for us as I am being dropped, as if a falcon would be swooping down and I gotta go. See you in 20 minutes, and I hang up.
So, in the aftermath of this conversation, what are you currently doing?
Wondering how it came to this. I'll be going to the crosshands still.
I mean, there's no amount of time that you have available to you that would possibly give you any measure of an answer to that.
Yeah.
So you begin returning towards the crosshands at a somewhat less enthusiastic pace than what you were using. You will get there before the others, because you weren't that far away.
Okay.
Apart from, obviously, Jim, who's already there. So, when you return to the crosshands, what do you do?
Waiting for Moses, I suppose.
Where are you waiting?
Probably in my room. But I might use, depending on which way the window faces, I might use my heightened senses to hear him arrive.
Okay.
Or listen out for sounds of him arriving. But otherwise, I don't think he's going to do very much. I think he's going to sit there in a state of sort of semi-shock most of the time.
Okay. So, Katia, you will get there before Moses. Given that you'd left already by the time Moses was doing most of this stuff.
I was following behind Sabine, wasn't I?
Oh, okay, so you are going. So you're leaving with.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going on.
apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you are going back with.
Yeah.
So she would have called a taxi. I'm going to be jumping straight back to you guys in a moment because your scene's probably going to take a moment. You head off with Sabine, making your way not towards the chantry as you were expecting when she gets into the taxi, but instead you are going towards. I moved my pen. God damn it. You are heading towards 400 Wick Lane in Bow, London. And in this taxi, she doesn't say anything to you, and she doesn't make any conversation with the taxi driver. He tries to strike up a conversation with her, but she's quite clearly not interested, and eventually he takes the hint to stop speaking. And then finally, the taxi pulls into a big yellow self-storage. And then as it pulls up, she steps out, hands over more money than the ride was worth, and then just waits for him to go before she says anything to you. Steps towards the door. And then when she opens it, the smell of iron immediately hits you. Strong smell of iron. And she steps in through the door, and you can see off towards the left where the counter is, the smears of blood across the wall. And Sabine moves past it, over towards down the corridor. And as you're walking past, you see the eviscerated form of an individual that she pays no mind to. goes around until she gets to the corridor which leads down to a particular secret room that you notice has to have been custom made, because it's nothing like any of the other rooms. It looks like it from the outside, but it leads down a set of stairways. And she leads you down this stairs that creaks underfoot into a massive chamber that has the kind of coverings you see in films where people put it down to avoid splatter messes, and ashen remains across the ground. I think it's fitting to do it here. You've not been here yet, have you?
No, I can't say I am familiar.
Well, this is potentially one of the most relevant places we can come to, given the nature of our little experiment. She pulls out the vial and hands it to you, and then reaches into the bag that she's brought with her and begins taking out all the different items to begin the ritual. Begins laying it out, and she does it very deftly, her hands just moving as she begins creating everything that she needs in place for this particular ritual. It's a variation of the one that you yourself know. I mean, you don't know the specifics of this very one, but you know that the result is a similar one to yourself. And then she begins casting the ritual. She takes the blood.
She better roll well.
Fail.
You hope.
Minimal success is fine. No crit wins, please.
Bestial fail.
Although if she does, if she fails,
blood bound.
and I try it and I don't, then that makes me feel good about myself.
It does.
Yeah, but you can't tell her.
No. So it must have worked. We just delayed time,
Yeah.
of course.
It's like when you try and open a bottle and someone else then does it first. It's like you loosen it up, you know.
I'm just watching for all the quirks of his eyebrows.
Yeah.
That's why I wear a beanie. She performs the ritual, and she doesn't speak throughout. And then as she finishes, and she takes the other vial out, she stands up, very set expression, and then hands the vial to you, the other vial to you. I recommend performing the ritual yourself, darling, and then we'll have a discussion afterwards.
Oh, of course.
Not bad, eh?
Make your rouse check.
So yeah, rouse check to draw some of my own blood. That's a good one. Still on one hunger. And then I haven't got as many dice as she does. Oh, what a roll. What a terrible roll. I'm gonna willpower. 3 successes.
3. Okay, what does that net you, remind me?
3 is a success because the ritual, you need 2 successes to succeed on that ritual, but it's not a crit success. So it tells you
Everything but.
everything but like normal blood bonds. So name of the true name of Sire.
Haha.
Generation.
Blood potency.
Blood potency. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, so if you want to write down all that information for her.
Okay. Oh man, I thought you were going to write it.
Here.
Because, you know, what if I'm wrong?
I am going to hand you something else.
Oh, I get extras that you don't know about.
You know what? Here you go.
Okay. So his name, generation, sire's name,
Blood potency.
and blood potency. Yeah.
True name, Triname of Sire.
Yeah, okay.
Generation.
Okay.
Potency.
So I'm just double checking the wording on something. Can you just remind me the name of the ritual?
Bloodwalk, I think. Because the original one is Taste of... Bloodwalk is the basic expanded version of the normal ritual.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's what I did
Yeah, the ritual Taste of Blood will give you resonance and intensity of the blood if it's a human also. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's true. I never use it on humans though.
Yeah, also you can identify if it's a ghoul or a kindred or whatever.
My god, what if he's secretly been a ghoul this whole time and he's just been faking it?
A critical win will also reveal whether the subject has ever committed diablerie and degeneration. That's a critical win. And the ritual, I think this is Bloodwalk. There you go.
Ah, yes.
Found it.
Okay.
And yes, then Bloodwalk allows user to learn the generation name of the subject as well as subject sire. Critical win also informs user of any blood bonds active on the subject as regnant or thrall.
Okay.
So it is just name,
Yes.
generation, sire's name, and
Yeah.
blood potency. All right, I think I've got everything.
Keep in mind the ritual she's just performed is not the same one you have.
Yes, I know that Sabine's one is slightly different. Possibly true.
I mean, well, I don't know. Apparently, you're going to get a superior note from the.
Oh, see, I see what you've done here. You've made it so I can only just barely read your handwriting.
Would you like me to write it in a clearer way?
I can read that. Okay, if you could maybe just clarify the surname.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'll do it here. Better?
Ah, lovely.
Oh.
This is going to go terribly.
Oh!
I'll get it.
Just move past the camera. No
I
further.
mean,
Hey, that's where I was aiming for you.
You need to install a chute that is like
That was-
you can tip up and down.
Or we just get a
That-
slingshot. 2 slingshots.
Who's... Oh, this is from Rich.
Bianca?
now that's the one I want to read.
You can't read it. You're not allowed.
Man,
Do you have blood sorcery?
maybe. No, I don't think so. Sadly.
I'm drawing out reading the second one.
Come on.
Yeah, read it.
I want to see your face.
Do something cryptic. Pull an expression so the people you're watching can get a sense of it. There you go.
Interesting.
Interesting. Uh-oh.
That's perhaps not what we expected. Or maybe it is what we expected.
That's exactly what I was expecting. I was not expecting, however, you need to be particularly wary.
I already am, both, actually.
Around your companion. Diablerists are particularly dangerous.
Yes, I think I get your meaning.
I hope you do, Katia. I wouldn't have thought him capable. But I suppose you never do know with the Malkavians. Rest assured I will be keeping a close eye on him myself.
Would it not be visible to those possessing particularly acute senses of such things?
Potentially.
Surely
I
as
mean,
soon as the next court comes around, it will be plain for everyone to see.
assuming this was recent, I don't believe it was. I'm not quite sure of the specifics of how that particular discipline applies itself,
I see.
but this is not a recent act. It was difficult for me to pick up on.
I see, I understand. Right. Do you think he has genuinely no idea?
I don't think he does. I'm not sure whether that comforts me more or less.
Right.
But as I said, I will be keeping a close eye on our Malkavian friend. I recommend you do the same, darling.
Yes. What of his sire? I know he is an active concern also.
I will be keeping an eye on him as well. I'm not quite certain where he is at the moment, and it's probably not in my best interest to go hunting for him personally, but I am keeping an ear out. When he surfaces again, I will find out.
Right. Okay. Well, in that case, perhaps I ought to return in order to, as you say, keep tabs on his activities.
Of course, darling. I also recommend that you, from this point on, remain away from this place. I imagine an investigation is going to be somewhat forthcoming once the constable becomes a bit more concerned.
Do you think she is not acting with ample concern about these?
Who knows with her, darling? She moves over to the ashes and begins scooping them up into the empty vials that she has and stoppering them.
Well then, I suppose I should be heading back. Please do contact me with those errands you also mentioned.
Of course, darling. I recommend keeping our little discovery to ourselves for the time being.
Yes, 100%. Also, if you are successful in arranging a rendezvous between me and this useful third party you mentioned at some point over the next few weeks, that would also be very much appreciated.
I will speak to them on your behalf, darling. I need to get this sorted first, and there's
Of
a few
course,
other
of
bits
course,
and
of course.
pieces that I require doing, but I will be in touch.
Thank you, as will I, if anything at all elsewise develops.
Good evening, Katia.
And to you. And Katia will take her leave.
Meanwhile, you've returned, and after a sizable wait, Moses does as well.
Have I got back there before they have?
You would get back not too long after,
No.
before Moses, because you've been hunting, so it would have taken you a bit longer to find and to come out. So you will be arriving about 3 to 5 minutes before Moses does.
Yeah, so I'll just if I haven't gone away, just starting to slowly remove the lock of his door. I'll start doing that now. Not rushing it, just slow.
Okay. And you? What are you gonna do when you come in?
Well, when I on the way, I wanna just have a normal chat with Gideon, mostly trying to figure out a little bit more about him, but also trying to make it as lighthearted as possible while annoying him.
Okay, so you're going to annoy him.
But not too much.
Okay.
It's gonna be more like a kid asking a lot of questions.
Okay.
Once I get to the cross hands, I really don't wanna go through the lobby. So I just go side into the entrance to the basement before I go into the lobby in full, while I call for Mr. Fantastic here.
Okay. Gideon, for his part, doesn't answer many questions about himself. And frustratingly, he is difficult to annoy.
That's so good. So good.
Very difficult to annoy. It's frustrating in its own way, because he kind of, the most of a reaction you get from making inane comments is that he'll just turn and he'll consider you. and then he'll just give a normal reply, just like someone that's completely unfazed by whatever the hell you've just said. It's like, and then when he makes the comment and he comes and looks at you again, it's almost like he's like, "Come at me, bitch,"
Okay.
without having to say as much.
So does he smiles even or smirks at any joke or anything, like a clever repartee or what? Repartee, whatever, anything?
I mean, he's not stone-faced.
Okay, that's good. Okay, he had a sense of humor. It's not dead with him. Cool.
Okay. And then you make your way over towards across Thames and up through the tunnels.
And I call him.
Okay, well, when the phone rings, obviously I'll drop heightened senses. And then, yes,
Ben,
yes,
I'm ready.
where are you?
Downstairs. Not in my room in the entrance to go to the tunnels, but I can just pop up and wait for you in your car. Is your car open?
It's not unlocked.
Okay.
If you wait a few minutes, I'll be in the car.
Cool. Wait for you here.
So I'll do that. I'll go to my car and wait for. Do I hear? Sorry, because I had heightened senses earlier. Am I aware of the sounds of DIY? Oh, well, probably then on the way past, I will make a point of pausing, like so that I can make eye contact or see Jim doing the business.
And that's the point. If you're coming up through the tunnels, you witness it as well.
No,
You're
because
not coming up through the tunnels.
No, but and even if I went there, he busted the front door, and I'm not going all the way to my room. I'm staying on the entrance to the tunnels. Because if he can't pick me up, better. If not, I would walk.
Okay, so you're not going to the.
No.
Okay.
Because I want to go there. I want to
And
see
you will
Edmund.
remain blissfully unaware of your victory.
Okay. Yeah. Sadly.
So I will give Jim a nod, like make sure that yeah, like this is a good thing.
You doing alright?
I've got to go and see Edmund. I'll let you know when I get back.
Stay safe. I can't protect you at the moment.
I don't know if anyone can.
Good point.
I'm gonna go off to the car. Like a man walking to his own final death.
Okay.
At least wait until court.
On the plus side, this is the kind of walk that you are practiced in.
Yeah.
So you're an expert. And you make your way over towards your car, get in, start the car up, and begin making your way towards the pickup point for Moses.
Yeah.
So, Moses, you see the car approach.
Jump in. Buckle up because I know he likes it.
I'll take you to see Edmund, but there is a condition.
Now?
Now,
Okay.
you have to make sure that we leave together. I don't want you to leave me alone with him. Whatever happens, whatever he says, you have to promise me that we leave together.
Deal. Start driving. I have a couple of questions.
Okay, I will start driving. I'm going to try going to my flat first.
Okay.
So now that the car is moving, so is he still upset about the gallery?
I don't know.
Are you upset
About the gallery?
about anything?
Oh. Yes.
Okay. Want to talk about it?
I tried to tell you before. I think Edmund has lost his way. And
As in cuckoo, or as in he's just a little,
the first one.
Okay. And how do you feel about that?
Terrified.
Terrified for him or terrified
I
of him?
was worried for him. Now I'm worried for me.
Yeah, I mean, I figured if you are asking me not to leave you alone with him,
Yes.
I'm not sure if I could do a lot, but yeah, sure.
I'm not sure you can either. I'm not sure this is a good idea, but he wants the phone. I don't want to make him angry.
It's okay. I mean, he did me a solid. He got rid of those Nosferatus.
Yes, and that is good. That is good.
Also, he captured this other Sabbat guy, you say? The one with the mohawk?
Alexander.
Thingy, sort of. Yeah. Oh, Alexander, yes. That one.
Yes.
So... Yes, I think at least I owe him that much. Just a phone, a thank you and a handshake.
Yes. A quick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
But you promise.
You're not staying alone with him. It's okay.
All right. Then I'll take you.
So you head back towards your flat.
Yeah.
Okay. So, because I'm an idiot that didn't write in my notes, whereabouts did you leave Amelia?
She's in a hotel.
Excellent. So she's not at the flat.
No. No, she will never be near the flat.
Good to know. So you make your way back towards your flat and begin heading up with
Yeah.
Moses. What are you doing at your flat?
Well, even though it's my flat, I'm still going to knock on the door, but, to give a warning that we're coming in before I go in.
Okay.
Is he here?
He was.
This is a nice place.
Yes. He gave it to me a long time ago.
This is your place. So if this is your place, why are we knocking on the door?
Courtesy. He might be inside. And then I'll unlock the door and go in.
Oh my god, he's that kind of landlord? Wow.
So you step inside the front room. And it's how you left it. All of your doors are open.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not in the living room.
So I close the front door behind me, or behind him, and I'll say... Actually, no, I don't think I will say anything. I will move around the flat to see if he's there.
Does he look on edge?
I probably look vaguely haunted, is how I look. But I'm not...
I got a new job.
So I'll be kind of looking into each room.
Job. I have a job.
What kind of job?
I don't know, but I think it involves something with veterinary.
Okay, stop a second. Is this to do with this falcon?
Close.
You actually said that?
Yes, I did say that.
Ah,
Come on.
I thought I imagined it.
No. The thing is that I am to be made a puppy.
Can this wait a minute?
Do you know what a hound is?
I'm going to go back to looking in the room to see if he's there. Where's that coming from?
Your front door.
I go into the bathroom.
I'll go to the door.
Close the door, but leave a slit open so I can see from the inside. It looks lights inside off, obfuscate.
I'll open the
Do
door.
Dex plus stealth.
I'll open the door.
Okay.
That'll be 2 successes.
The boy can see through walls.
All specs coming out of his bits.
I don't know if he has bits anymore.
Just all specs.
So the door opens.
Who doesn't have one?
And Edmund is standing on the other side of the door. And behind him, the door to the other flat is open.
Mm-hmm.
And as he is watching your eyes trail to the door on the flat opposite, he follows your gaze over, realizes that there is a hand poking out, kicks the hand back inside and then pulls the door shut. I heard you return.
It's Edmund. I open the door and make myself known.
There's no reaction from him as Moses steps up.
So, you said not to come back until I had a phone. Not produce the phone.
Evening, Mr. Sinclair. I helped Benjamin get you your phone. How have you been?
This is Moses. He's one of my coterie, and he wanted to say thank you to you in person. He was very insistent.
May I come in? Ben?
I'll step back and allow him to enter.
He steps inside with the phone, still clutching it, and then shuts the door himself and clicks the lock. Moses.
Yes. Have you been well?
Incredibly so.
Glad to hear that. Glad to hear it. Benjamin told me that you have been under, well, some duress, and it makes sense after what we've all gone through, the gallery. I'm really sorry about that. But I do want to say thank you. Probably you didn't know that, but those Nosferatus that you disposed of. Oh, I'm a hound of the Constable Jacqueline. I am taking a little bit of time out of my duties just to say thank you, because I was personally inconvenienced by them at some point.
Well, I'm glad to have been of service. So what else has Ben shared with you?
Other than that you needed a phone, nothing. I found out about the Nosferatus from Constable Jacqueline. You see, when we went to the Warrens, which is where I found him in the first place, we managed to get a picture from an old security system that was there. So when the constable described them to me, I recognized them.
How are you, Ben?
I'm as well as can be expected.
That bad, huh?
I've been telling him he needs to sit down and rest. He won't join us in our hunts in our domain. He's looking a little. He's not talking to anybody. I thought him coming here to be around you would make him a little bit, more comfortable with himself. As usual, as the two of you have a very good friendship, but I don't know what's wrong with him, and I'm a little scared.
What's wrong, Ben?
I just can't help but feel something terrible is going to happen.
I keep telling him that everything's gonna be okay.
Optimism.
Now, if I may be, I don't want to be indiscreet, but I would like to discuss something that I talked about with Constable Jacqueline, as she mentioned. But I do not know if she would like Ben to know, so would you give us a moment, please?
Yes.
It would be something quick.
Of course. I'll be in the hall.
He puts his hand on the door. Bathroom will be fine.
Okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom.
And whenever he's out of sight, the reason I'm here is because Constable Jacqueline told me that you not only disposed of those Nosferatu, but also captured a member of the Sabbat, someone that was hanging from some chains or something like that.
You're well informed.
Well, I'm
When did you become a hound?
fairly recently, but I've been the informant of her other hounds.
So
and
you're
her-
close to the constable.
Not super close. If
Yeah, close enough for her to share this information before you became a hound.
Oh, it's because it pertains me directly. You will see the Nosferatus. They killed my ghoul and staked me just before people who were with me at the time arrived. So they just left me there. And the man that was described sounds awfully like the man who tortured me when I was captured in your gallery that night. So it's not that she would whimsically share information, is that this is what I have been sharing with her with detail.
And then it looks like you were doubly fortunate.
Or unfortunate.
Oh.
Oh, well, me, I was unfortunate of having my ghoul killed, being impaled, and being captured and tortured, but I'm doubly fortunate on you taking care of all of them. That's why I wanted to come here personally and say thank you. Oh, sorry. I have an old burn.
He lifts a gloved hand and grips your hand.
So, just so you know, whatever you need, I'm at your disposal.
It's very kind of you. I'll be sure to remember it.
Either way, I programmed my number into the phone. It has a speed dial. Just press the 6 and hold it. And
Show me.
I you saw it there. He said just press the number 6.
Sort it out.
Okay. Just show him. Press the 6 and hold it. With my other phone, speed dials to me. And I hung up.
And this works over any distance.
Yes, and well, as long as there is reception, basically. It's like radio. You know when you're in the car and you are driving and you're listening to the radio, and then you go into a tunnel and you lose the reception of the radio. So yeah. So if you go into the middle of nowhere, it'll not reach it. But if you stay within the city and above ground, it should be okay.
Good to know.
So now, if you'll well, I don't want to take any more time, any more of your time tonight. But I need to take Benjamin with me.
Why?
In Coterie business, we have a nasty issue with a neighbor. Has Benjamin mentioned our neighbor to you?
Which one?
Well, the only two neighbors we're aware of are the people handling the hospital, which we don't care about them, and some. She's mean. I wanted to poach once and she saw me and it wasn't. Well, I didn't poach, but I was really hungry. So I think her name is Marla. I don't know. I've only seen her twice. That night and the night at the court a couple months ago. Things were having an issue with her because, well, it's not with her. We need to talk to her, but she doesn't like me that much because of the poaching incident. Because we do have a poacher in our domain, and now that there have been Sabbat attacks and all that, it's making it more complicated.
I see.
So.
Ben,
I'll step out of the bathroom.
I hear you have coterie business to attend to.
Yes.
And I shall keep you.
Thank you.
Is your number on this phone?
I programmed it to be the number 2. So as
He picks it up, opens it, holds down 2. Is it programmed to 2?
yeah, I mean 2 is
Begins
because
buzzing.
yeah. Number 1 is for 999 emergencies. Don't press that. But I didn't have the time to erase it. But Benjamin is 2. I am 6. 3, 4, and 5 are for whomever you want later. I can teach you how to do it.
Very kind of you. I will be keeping this in mind. Always a pleasure, Ben. I will be calling you soon.
Thank you again. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Same gloved hand.
Yeah. I'm just, I want to say thank you. Like, I want him to know I am really thankful for him killing all those Nosferatu.
Okay, so do the handshake. Okay, you feel the knuckles are quite sharp. It's almost like you're clutching a skeletal hand.
Okay.
It's quite striking just because of the way you grip him.
Yeah.
And the fact it's almost like you're gripping needles.
Okay. I actually act nothing like it. I just.
Okay, composure plus subterfuge. Or performance, your choice.
Higher pool wins.
Yeah.
Every time.
Every time.
That is
A willpower point?
a willpower point.
Yep. I will spelling with power.
That is 3 successes.
Okay. So you release his hand.
Oh yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. And whatever you need, as long as I'm not in the job. Come on.
He unlocks the door for you.
Good evening.
Evening.
See you soon, Ben. Locks the door.
He's the most wonderful man. Come on. I always tell you that. You're so lucky to have a good relationship
Yes,
with your
you're
Sire.
right.
Come on, let's go
I
to
was
the car.
wrong. You're right. He's wonderful.
Let's go to the car. Come on.
Go to the car.
Yeah. You march down the corridor, and as you turn, you realise that he's out in the corridor, just watching you both leave. And then you're gone.
I'm just telling him, it's like, so that's, so my new job is that with the Hound is the term they use to refer to the assistance of the constable. That's why I have been hanging around with a guitar case these days, because I was playing, I don't know. And then when the moment we get in the car and we start going and we turn around the corner, and oh my God, he was gonna kill us.
So you thought that too?
Come on! The last few times I've seen Edmund, I wanted to give him a hug. He wanted to pet Fuggy. Well, he looked at it funny, but then he was like, ah, that's actually quite cute. I mean, come on! That is not Edmund St. Clair.
No, it isn't. Not how he used to be.
What happened in the gallery with him? Did he burn his hand?
No, he didn't burn his hands. Afterwards, I saw him and his hands. I saw his hands. I think Sorry, ST. When he had Fagin, he didn't have gloves on, did he? So
Yeah, Edmund doesn't wear gloves.
no. So he doesn't wear gloves.
The only reason I was... No, at the beginning I was super confident, but now, once we were talking with him, I was half confident that we would get away with it, is because I could always throw in the, hey, who lets the dogs out, kind of... Oh, it's a song, forget about it. It's a... Hound. If I am at least a puppy or a hound to be, that means that the constable has a somewhat slight interest in what I do on my whereabouts. So if I disappear or something happens, and
You believe me now, though.
100%.
I don't know if the others do. I mean,
He didn't even know what a phone was.
and he used to.
I mean, unless you have been buried underground for the last 25 years, you at least know what satellite phones look like.
Yes.
I mean, those were like massive and they looked like a briefcase and you had it on your car, but
He didn't know anything since a long time ago.
he looked at me puzzled when I was describing radio on a car.
He calls me Ben now. Never calls me Ben.
I wouldn't know the intricacies of the relationship you have with him. But
I'm going to need a new phone.
you're gonna need a new life.
Yes.
Want me to help you set it up?
Yes.
Does it matter if it takes you somewhere else?
No, I have to stay here. I just need to have places he doesn't know about, that's all.
Oh. I know of a place he doesn't know about. I can... You know what? Make a right in 2 blocks. And I have him...
Your phone.
Oh, my phone. Check it.
It's from Edmund.
Uh-huh. It's a call. Hello?
Stop the car.
Oh, Benjamin, if you could pull over. Yeah, everything all right?
Yes. Just stop the car for a moment.
Oh, okay. Pull over.
I'm going to push my senses because I want to know if I'm getting a sense of dread or whatever. So it's a I'll make the rest in a minute. It's resolve.
We know car chases always end well in this coterie.
I'm willpowering.
Yeah, you are.
Good idea.
Oh, yeah.
So crit.
Happy crit.
Happy crit and 6 successes.
7.
4,
4,
5.
5, 6, 7.
I get 7, sorry.
Oh, sorry, I was counting in Spanish. 7.
7.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah.
Happy critical.
Okay.
So close to Messi.
You feel... I mean, you're dead.
Yeah.
But this is colder than you have ever been in your life.
Okay, I'm not stopping the car.
Okay?
I'm just gonna head away from the flat
Okay.
where I just was towards, I guess, wherever the nearest place of safety might be, which I guess in this case, shit, there isn't really many places there. I mean, maybe
I said right in 2 blocks.
is that taking me further away from the flat? Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'm just gonna have the wheel rigidly.
Ben, pull over. Yeah, is everything all right? Pull over. Ben, hello.
No.
Hello. Hello. Ben, pull over. Ben. Oh, wait. Ben's not.
That's alright. I'll catch him at another time.
Okay.
Hangs the phone.
Ben. I hang up. Keep going. So,
Where are you
And I-
headed?
I am going to start. I tell him how to get to Elysium,
Okay.
and then but I'm gonna be doing signals with my hand. It's like left and right, but it's like no, turn left on this road, turn right on that road, because I know he has a very good hearing, but I don't know how that works. but he can see my hand. And I'm gonna be texting Gideon.
Okay.
Let the constable like, sup, dog? and like, in all seriousness.
You texted.
Yes, I'm texting. He's driving. Do not text and drive. But he's driving. I'm texting. So I'm texting this to Gideon. Yo, dog. There is an issue with. Well, there is a potential issue with Edmund St. Clair. I need to have a conversation with you about this. Bracket, or the constable, if she wants my take on things.
Okay.
Smiley face. Woof woof. Send.
Start calling you Flashheart.
So with my hands, I'm directing him to my other haven, the one that I'm abandoning after it's being found by everybody. Like my Coterie knows where it is, and Alicia knows where it is, even Sire knows where it is. So I will abandon it eventually, but at least he doesn't know where it is.
Until now.
And I'm taking him there.
Okay.
Or at least to the train station that leads there.
Okay. So you're gonna just make your way through Elysium.
Yes, we're gonna drive through Elysium and then there. So if he's chasing us, I want to see him chasing through Elysium. I don't think he wants to be around all of those vampires. Like a lot of kindred. Social. Looking to have a conversation with them. Especially after Michael chased his beard. Yes. We're gonna drive through Elysium.
No one's following you.
Okay.
There are no cars in your mirror for streets and streets.
So I think
Beyond casual traffic.
we're safe for the moment.
Now, pull over.
Yeah. I'll pull over.
Get out. Like, get out of the car, walk around. Now, come on. It's good. Go to the passenger seat. You are in no shape to be driving. You're way too stressed and you're almost in shock. Now.
I'm very focused, actually.
Yes. Yes. I don't want to be focused on death. Move over. And tell me, from the beginning, when did Edmund start acting funny? Was it before the attack on the gallery?
So when I've moved round, say, I thought I told you. It was afterwards.
Jump in the car, put on the seatbelt, and drive very sensibly and slowly. I want to listen to him.
Okay, so you're both in the front seats.
Yes.
Cool. Go.
You want to say, okay. So I'll say, there was many years ago something which he cared about, something which brought inspiration, I suppose, and he had it kept in a place underground. And
sorry, like something that gave him inspiration?
yes, a kindred.
Like a muse?
Yes.
Okay.
But a comatose muse. One that he captured in the war.
Yeah, I was gonna make a very odd joke about my ex being comatose.
Don't joke, Moses.
About the war? What do you mean the war? The last Sabbath war?
Yes.
When was the last Sabbath war? I don't know, 1980 something?
No, before then. 1940 something,
What?
I think. And he thought they must have found out about the one he captured. He was supposed to have destroyed it, but no one knew he kept it.
So, like, okay, hang on a second. He...
I told the constable and Sabine.
Yes,
Told
but
him
I
all this.
lied my ass off. I had not had a chat with the constable. But if I told Edmund that you said everything, he would have killed us both. If I drop the constable's name is that he's more likely just to want to kill us later.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, they know about this. I've told them. But it didn't matter.
Because it's... Okay, first, I don't wait. So he fought someone during the war.
He fought the Sabbat. He killed lots of them. He captured this one. He was supposed to destroy it. He didn't destroy it. He kept it. It made him feel. And it was remarkable. But when the Sabbat found out, they destroyed his gallery. And he knew they would come for this. And he couldn't let them take it. So he...
So the reason they attacked the gallery is because he was a known enemy of the Sabbat.
And
It
because...
has been so for decades.
And because he'd taken this person, this kindred, and they...
Do you know the name of the kindred?
No. He never said their name.
Okay.
But they were unlike any kindred I'd ever seen.
What do you mean?
I mean, they looked more and less and better and worse and...
More and less what? Use words, Benjamin.
That's what I said to the constable and Sabine. It defies adjectives. They were the best thing I'd ever seen and the worst thing at the same time. They were unnatural and perfect and strange. And Edmund destroyed them.
So he killed it.
I
After all these many
didn't
years.
see. I just heard him drink, and then all that was left was ash, and a body that faded swiftly. And afterwards, he warned me. He tried to warn me. I think that something this might happen. I didn't understand at the time, but afterwards he was different.
How did he warn you?
He spoke about a lot of things, many of which I didn't understand. For him, I think art was the thing that could save him, and this muse was the thing which made him do terrible things, and I think the muse won out.
Do terrible things?
Yes,
What sort of terrible things?
like kill his friends,
He's...
slowly and horribly, in front of me. For no reason.
Wait. You're skipping. Break. SC question. From what he said, from my time in the U.S., cities in contention, I've never been in a Sabbat occupied city, but have I heard about Diablerie? Have I heard about, like...
Roll intelligence plus occult.
So intelligence.
Yeah. Or intelligence plus politics, but there you'll get different information depending on...
No, it's okay. It's just intelligence. It'll be intelligence plus 0. No.
No. And no.
So you said he wanted to make this. You're saying that this muse
Yes,
made him do horrible things.
yes.
But then you're saying that he warned you that this might happen, that he could become the muse. And you also
Sometimes.
said that he killed his friend slowly and horribly in front of you. Well, you already said that.
So
And that was after or before he drank the guy?
I think he drunk from the muse many times, and it made him feel, and it let him do things like that to people. I mean, kill them, torture them, make their bodies art. That's what he did sometimes. On that blood.
Whoa. Are you telling me that Edmund Sinclair, the Edmund Sinclair, Was the Blood Eagle killer?
Yes.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yes, he told me that night.
Like I'm driving and I just go like, oh no.
But the art, my art, other people's art, I suppose, made him better and could save him, I think. But not now. Not now.
So you're saying he changed a lot after he drank from the guy?
I think he drank a lot at once. And I think the gallery and everything.
So my theory is this. There was something in that muse's blood that was weird.
Yes.
And probably, I hate to say it, but I think Edmund was sort of a junkie. And every time he had a draught, he would do awful things like kill people the Blood Eagle style.
Afterwards, he couldn't remember anything. After he drank, after he destroyed them, he couldn't remember me. He couldn't remember who he was. He couldn't remember what year it was.
As
Anything.
if the old Edmund Sinclair suddenly vanished. Or,
Yes.
I don't know, OD'd.
Maybe.
We have to ask someone who knows about this addictive blood.
I have talked to Sabine about it. I was
Ooh,
going to talk to her
nice.
some more.
Yeah, sure.
I think,
Trust the Tremere, of course.
should I not trust the Tremere?
I'm glad that you're picking up on this light hint of sarcasm I put. Yes, you should not trust the Tremere.
It's too
Trust-
late. I've already trusted the Tremere.
What have you done?
Told her all of what I told you. And given her my blood.
I pull over, handbrake and all, get out of the car, go to the passenger seat, like, Scoot, you're a driver, I'm the one who's in shock now. Okay, so,
I'll go back in and drive.
would you like to have a little smile?
Yes.
Would you help me pick up a puppy?
I want you to find a way to hide me for a while until this is...
Yeah. We're going to a
And
place
then-
where
and
you can
yes.
find.
if you want. I think animals are good from that point of view.
Mm-hmm. So, eventually, I will get him in a very, like, as long as it takes this conversation, we're gonna drive around and then make our way to one of the train stations that is close to my other haven. So we're not directly going through it, and I just smuggle him in. So he it'll be a little bit of a walk, but it'll be worth it.
Okay. Is there anything either of you guys are doing?
When I left Sabine, I would have texted everyone else once more to let them know that my business had concluded and I would be making my way back to the Crossed Hands.
Because it would have taken a couple of hours for the rituals.
Yes, it's taken 1 hour for each of us, I think.
Yeah. So I'm sure at this point I've successfully removed the lock, taking time.
I mean, it's not an amazing job,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah, well.
functional.
Just removing.
You kind of push the door and then it swings and then you smack it hard and then
Close.
yeah, that works. You do hear the sound of wood scraping on wood as you've slightly tilted the door too much, but with a solid shove, it shuts.
I'll live now. And I've been going over maps and details upstairs, and then just probably respond with that. If you're heading back, how long do you reckon you're gonna be?
As long as London public transport takes.
Damn it.
Okay, so you're heading straight back.
Yeah.
Cool. So it takes a while, and you're waiting for quite a while for her to come back. But I mean, the traffic is not amazing, but still, there's still quite a few areas of the city that are still
Bus
being repaired.
lanes.
The bus lanes have been rerouted to go away from the areas which have been damaged. and it means longer routes than normal, particularly the ones that are between you and the Haven. But it's not necessarily that which delays you, it's the fact that there's so many people getting on this bus. So many of them are drunk, and it takes them forever to both board and disembark. And then eventually, when there's about 3 other people on the bus with yourself, you do get off the stop opposite the crossstands.
Make my way inside.
Okay. So you hear the door go from downstairs, the rattling of keys suggesting that it's a member of your coterie.
And I will be packing away the information and concealing it. Although I'm with that, I'm not actually in the room where I sleep. I'm in one of the other rooms on the floor.
Okay.
Assuming I don't hear anything else, I will start making my way up towards my room.
You come up, Katia? I'm assuming the Polish official is the face healed now, so. Yeah.
Nice to see that you've more or less fixed up.
Yeah. Face and neck still broken.
Yes, that takes a while.
Yeah, it does. Ben went out earlier. Little shady, but after the meet his sire.
I see. Just Ben?
Well, I haven't seen Moses in ages. No way to contact him.
I did message the both of them.
Oh, you have Moses' number, do you?
Do I have your new number?
Yeah.
I do.
Well,
Yeah, actually, it's just the two of you, the constable, and Beacon Roads.
Of course.
yeah. So.
Oh, and now Gideon.
Because Moses and I need a conversation in person. Well, lengthy one where.
Want me to give him a call? I can ask him when I'll be back since you don't have his number.
That would be appreciated.
Righto. And I will call Moses.
Me?
This is as you guys are getting out of the. After you've been driving around, you finally got back to one of the stations. Get out of the car. Both of you do a wits plus awareness check for me.
He's just standing there like Slender Man. I mean,
Zoidberg.
probably. I imagine he does have tentacles at this point.
3.
5 critical win.
Woo!
Okay.
He hastily jumps behind the ball like, what?
No, I mean, I think I would be paranoid at this. Like Moses would be very paranoid at this point, especially if he has to get off the car.
Okay. You're moving off, and you start going around the corner, and then you hear your phone buzz, and as you reach for it, you hear from back where you were.
I turn around.
The car says you left it.
Sorry?
The car says you've left it.
The car?
The car is as we left it. There's nothing else behind us.
Hello?
Oh, Moses, it's Katia. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. Where are you?
I'm back at the Cross Hands.
To the cross hands. I'll show you later. And back in the car?
Okay.
It's
I'm with Benjamin. He's giving me a ride. Because
okay.
my motorcycle has gone missing for a few nights now.
And you haven't got the dirt bike yet, have you?
No, I'm still owed my dirt bike.
I'll remind Jim. He
Thank
was
you.
wondering when you were going to be back, actually.
Well, I was out and about with Benjamin, but we were on our way because we need to deal with an issue as a coterie.
Right. Okay.
Well, more than one, but.
Well, yes, that goes without saying. I might have found at least somewhat towards a solution to our unwanted tenants.
Unwanted tenants?
Well, the ones that particularly freak you out.
The ones?
I said there were 2, didn't I? Did I not tell you there were 2?
There are 2 ghosts and you didn't tell me?
Do I hear that?
I just hold the phone away like.
Can we meet somewhere else? Like in the
Moses?
church? Hello?
Moses?
Oh,
Yeah.
hi.
Yeah, there are 2 ghosts.
How did you... What?
If it helps, I think one of them might be a friendly ghost.
No, this is not TV, this is not Casper. Okay?
Well, they say, you know, all pieces of art have to have their inspiration.
What? No! Art! People are getting art wrong tonight. No! Let's meet at church.
Is there nowhere else, really?
Even,
You can't exactly have a conversation openly in church.
even underground?
Yes, surely maybe
And,
the sewers or something?
Okay, you win. Cool. Let's go there.
The
there.
ones near the crossed hands or somewhere else?
No,
there's
the
a
one
lot
near-
of there's a lot
Close
of
to
sewers.
home. Close to home. See you there.
Okay. I feel maybe I should have broken that to him in another way. I was sure I told him.
I immediately turned to Benjamin and was like, what is this shenanigan of 2 ghosts? What are you talking about?
Oh, my ribs.
What is she talking about?
Mrs. Morosky tried. I think Katia, as she explained it, no. I got back to the crossed hands recently, and Mrs. Morosky was at the edge of the roof.
What, she wanted to join them?
No, she was sleepwalking. But Katia said one of the ghosts was trying to push her off, and one of the ghosts was trying to keep her on. And when I pulled her away from the edge, one of the ghosts hit me. And hurt. It hit hard.
How is that not terrifying?
It's nothing.
Oh! So you are mortally afraid of your sire, but things that can go through walls and hit you while you cannot even see them is like, okay, because especially we sleep there. I mean, come on.
No, it is scary.
No. Your sire's scary, but someone else can take care of your sire. This is horrifying.
No, it's not as bad. It is bad. It is bad. It is terrible. When I said to Katia that
oh my God,
she
this
needs
is
to fix this, we can't stay at the crossed hands.
We
until it's
need an
fixed.
exorcist. That's what we need.
But
we need a priest. We need someone from the
ghosts-
Society of Saint Leopold. We
the
need a
ghosts
Gabrielite. We need something.
Don't leave the crossed hands. And
No,
the ghosts,
you need to leave them, or how do you call it? Like push them away. It's called
the ghosts
exorcism.
are nothing compared to him,
To whom?
Edmund.
But at least they. I mean, I don't even know what Edmund's doing.
I watched him.
No, dude.
I watched him pull the organs of his friend from his body in a way that keeps him alive for hours, and he did it with his hands. With his hands, Moses. To his friend. His friend.
Did
Who he talked about his family.
Wait. Did he rip through
He just put
skin?
bone, all of it, just like
Like he tore them. No need for a knife or a scalpel or.
There were surgeon's tools, but he didn't need those. He didn't need those. He just had his hands.
Meanwhile,
Well, at least he knows now, so that's
Ow.
that one little thing dealt with.
Oh,
What have you done now?
I was laughing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that hurts. Oh,
You didn't break another rib, did you?
no. Oh, that hurts.
the ghost they go.
I mean, actually,
Ghostly tickles.
You've had pain, now have pleasure.
Well,
Ah.
I'm going to go wait in my room because I want to start sorting
yeah.
out my own neck.
Yeah. And you're able to sort out?
Maybe Sabine knows someone who might be able to help us. I'm hopefully going to be meeting with them fairly soon.
Mm.
In the meantime, if anything happens, please let me know. Otherwise, I will be down as soon as our friends arrive.
I'll probably be keeping an eye out from the roof as usual.
Good idea. Good idea.
Thank you. But, oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. I know
You
I
better
move.
go walk that off.
Oh, I can't walk this off.
Well, just don't fall off the roof. And I go up to my room. And I would like to try and heal some of my superficial damage.
Feel free.
No. Okay, that's 1 point healed. And that'll do for now. Let's do this slowly. Boop.
So you've headed up to your room. Anything else you want to do?
I think I'm actually just gonna lie back on my bed and chill.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. What about you?
I'm back up to the roof, and I'm gonna be doing my keeping watch on the roof.
Okay. So wits plus awareness from you. I think if I need a roll from you.
Roll to chill.
Chill. The hardest stat to raise makes me.
Yeah.
Nah.
Like you thought humanity was expensive.
I think Jim's more focused on his ribs at the moment. I got nada.
That's a total fail.
It's just nothing. Nothing on anything.
Okay. So was that no successes at all?
No successes, no one.
You suddenly fall off the roof.
Laughing too hard.
Yeah.
Tickled to death. So
There was ways to go.
you guys are heading back to.
Cross
Yeah,
hands.
cross hands. We're gonna have a Coterie chat.
Yes. So you're heading back
Me
down
too.
towards Cross Tanks, and I'm going to let this chat play out, and then we're going to go to the break.
Okay.
Okay. So
It doesn't take you too long to get back, especially not with the speed that you guys have been driving at to get
No.
away from the.
Yeah, as I hear the keys, I'll probably start heading downstairs.
Oh, we're going to like the tunnels on.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, about the right time, I suppose I will head down towards the. I'll go. I'll probably grab
so
you
the car
first.
is now located by the tunnels.
by the entrance, yeah.
By the end. Okay.
But well, by no, probably in the car park.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's not gonna be like right by the
I
entrance.
don't know. I'm just making a note whether it's close to the crossed hands.
Why does the
or-
car matter so
No,
much, Titus?
it's gonna be probably in one of the car parks,
Yeah.
and then we will make our
Yeah.
way.
I found that the more like innocent questions you ask, the more paranoid people
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I'm well there.
So I
You've
will.
seen my downtime.
I'll
notes.
grab Jim and say, "You fixed Moses' door, right? Does that mean you can let us in?" To his
I've
room?
removed the lock, so the lock's not busted.
So now it's even less secure.
Well, the lock wasn't going to do anything anyway, so it's removed. I don't have another lock for it at the moment.
True, but sometimes if you're a burglar and you see the presence of a lock, even if you don't necessarily realise it's not working, it might dissuade you. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Shall we just go by his room?
Yep.
And okay, emergency coterie meeting. There is something that we all need to deal with, and it cannot wait.
But first,
These ghosts have to go.
Moses, I found someone. They're basically an exorcist. They're gonna come and help me deal with it, and it's all gonna be over in the next week or two.
Okay, so for the next week or two, I'm just taking my stuff and sleeping somewhere else.
Yes, so am I.
but
I mean, well, if you two are fucking off, then I will as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
for at least a couple of weeks, it would be like, I mean, this is embarrassing enough to tell other people.
It's not that embarrassing. I think there are far more embarrassing things you could tell us about yourself.
It's not
Is there
about
anything else you can
embarrassment.
tell us?
I'm a puppy.
what?
I mean, you've always been a puppy.
No, I mean, there is the constable, there are hounds, and I've been made an unofficial puppy.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you. And all of those titles do nothing for me getting rid of these ghosts. Can we get...
I'm going to get rid of them. It's totally fine. At this point, Sabine owes me a minor boon, and she's going to sort it out for us.
Okay, so you have an exorcist.
As far as I understand, yes.
Okay, is it okay that afterwards I get like a normal priest to come in? What was that?
Your computer monitor has been cracked.
They don't like us.
Aren't we
I know
not
they
here?
don't
Aren't we
like
in the tunnels? We're not in your. Are we actually in your room in the
Assume
basement?
you came out
office?
to the room.
We go through the
Okay.
tunnels. To the
Okay.
Moses.
In that case, I'll say we shouldn't be talking about this
Moses.
here.
Another topic. Why?
Let's leave
Right, downstairs?
Moses.
Yes.
into the tunnels.
Yes.
It cracked. It cracked.
I know.
And I get my rosary.
So did my. So did this.
So that is why we're not staying here, Katia. That's why.
So you've been pushed through the bathroom door. You've been
I fell off. You know, it's not really important.
and you've been punched.
Yes.
And they my brain.
Well, you know, it probably doesn't help that we keep offending them.
It doesn't matter now. You have someone to deal with it. That's all that matters.
Yes, it's going to be dealt with.
Okay. Can we?
Is this the main content of this flat meeting?
No, there are like 3 more.
Oh, I have one.
Well, shall we sit down?
So, what's your question?
Why?
Why what?
Why did you not tell me that you knew my sire? You knew full well I was looking for her, and you knew.
Wait a second. Is this the same sire that you have,
Alicia?
Alicia? The one that if she says, "Don't tell Jim," it's in your best interest, you think I would listen? Or is this an imaginary sire that I would, out of some stupid sense of, I don't know, loyalty to you and not her, tell you,
Put it this way, I think.
dude, I'm more afraid of her than I'm of you.
Why do you think I did not ask you to help me find her? The exact same reason, the situation that what fucking happened.
Well, the thing is,
I did not want you owing her anything. That's why.
there is a small issue that you are completely missing. Well, several.
Which is?
Well, first, you're being a dick. Is your sire the one who approached me in court, introduced herself, and very specifically say not to tell you anything?
Why?
Ask her. I've been asking her the same thing. Where is my bike?
Oh yeah, she's keeping that.
Why?
It's her.
Exactly. So since we're dealing with her and you know her, get off my case, deal with it. Your sire didn't want you to know, so I didn't tell you.
Do me a favour.
Yeah.
Roll me charisma plus intimidation, both of you.
Oh, it's just like 2 cats squaring off against each other.
No, fuck it, I'll rouse.
How is your evening?
Are you saying that?
They're both the same.
Are you saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
And I whoop up.
I went to see Edmund
I got 2.
Yes?
Two.
with Moses.
Okay, so both of you
I think
will take a point of willpower damage.
Okay.
if
Half rounded up to 1.
after we left he tried to get us to stop, but I know if we'd stopped he'd have done something terrible, so we ran away.
I agree. I heard something when we were arriving to the
Right.
station.
In that case.
And yes, the matter is done. She didn't want you to know. Don't blame it on me. And yes, we're being chased. Or whatever happened with Edmund St. Clair is going to haunt us.
Okay, a little OC note. Was I there when you told Sabine everything you told Moses? Do I know everything that Moses knows?
I think I've told you pretty much everything that's the big
So we
knows.
have the same amount.
I
Yeah, we have the
think so.
information.
I
We have
think
the same
so.
information.
No, that chat will be like, it's a lie. He didn't know. But I think I did. Yeah. At some point, I've told so many people, but I'm pretty sure I've told Katia most of this information.
Okay, well, I think we can agree that Benjamin's sire is probably the priority. Your sire, at least, has kind of at least saved our butts once or twice. So.
Do you remember I said that with the werewolves I could feel it?
Yes.
And I said, I think to you, perhaps to Sabine, that when I saw him the time before this one, I felt a similar thing. I've never felt it with him before, but a threat. Well, this time it was worse than the werewolves. Worse
Okay.
than the werewolves.
Does it strike you that with this information, perhaps it would be better to meet or have these sorts of conversations places in public? Or somewhere where people could be, somewhere out in the open that isn't hidden away from everything else? It seems very convenient for
Yes, but the thing is, it is a lot easier for us to know if someone is here.
True.
I was trying to show Benjamin my, other haven, not other.
Yes.
But when you called, we were about to go in, and I heard someone, I heard something behind us. Call me paranoid. You said you were here. We just turned tail.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I don't think the Cross Hands was particularly safe before. Now, definitely isn't. I agree. We should probably all go our separate ways. Find somewhere private to each of us to stay in the meantime.
Mm-hmm. Let things cool down. I'll help Benjamin stay off the radar of Edmund for a few weeks, maybe a month. I don't know.
But something has to be done. I was hoping Sabine would make it better, but
Sabine is trying. I spoke to her. That's what I was.
And I already sent a message to one other of the hounds. Probably we can get the constable to step in.
Jim, you shouldn't go back to my flat. That's where Edmund is often.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
actually.
not safe.
Thank you for your information. Information is useful.
Oh, come on. Dude, get off your cross. Use the wood to build a bridge and get over it.
Ben, if I could ask a small favor for sometime in maybe a couple of weeks.
You can ask.
I'll need a pickup from outside London.
Well, going outside of London might suit me.
That gave me an idea. You'll be safe. Yeah, you'll be safe.
Well, it seems that Moses has this handled.
As usual.
He knows you all. He might come to you to find me, so you should be.
I doubt he'll come looking for me.
No one goes messing with a Tremere at their house.
Yes.
And he'll probably won't find me.
In fact, I suppose if it does, it would be interesting. Huh. Well, if he's somehow got tabs on you right now, if we're being followed, then presumably he might well know where each of us goes anyway.
Yes. But, and I say, showing my phone, my burner, he's not the only one who can know where others are.
I see.
You're tracking him?
I wouldn't. He's the most wonderful Edmund Sinclair.
Please keep us updated.
I will.
Well, is this it? Is this parting ways for a little while?
Yes, for a couple of weeks. Let's as much as I regret this already before doing it, I go inside and I grab a box with a couple of burners, like a box of burners, one each, because I do burn through my burners.
Yes, I'm aware, and I'm keeping note for when I do your research.
No, this is
as well.
probably the last batch of burners.
Justify it all you want, mate. I've got a listing. Gonna have a check on the back.
And I'll just have just these 4 numbers connected to each other, and nobody else knows. Do not use these numbers for anything else, and to talk to no one else. And I'll use the next couple of days to just make them secure.
Fine. If everyone could give perhaps an update per day, I think it's useful we know where
Yes.
each of us are.
Yeah.
Yes.
However,
if someone does not text one night, I will take it as that person being taken down. So I will be showing up the next morning with whomever I can from the constable.
Of course, that's a good idea.
Moses,
Yes?
thank you. I'm sorry, I'm just...
You're fucked up, bagged and bruised, and
and
it's very untimely for you to complain
I'm
weeks after you've known. It's okay. I get it. Just hold up and keep it safe.
I'm still just trying to protect you guys as best I can.
Don't
sorry.
bother. trying
Nurse
to
your
pro-
body and your mind back to health. You need to be in a better place.
And seriously, right now, give up on any ideas, any knight in shining armor thoughts you might have that you can protect us from Edmund Sinclair.
Oh no, that guy, no.
Good.
I think he could take all us down without a problem.
Come on, he was adorable. And now he's...
Now he's changed. So we have to go.
Let's go.
Yeah. Then I will, if that pick of it's possible, then that would be very useful. I'll let you know.
Yes.
A couple of nights before.
Cool.
Okay.
See you all soon.
And we part ways for the foreseeable future.
Okay. Well,
The fellowship is
with
broken.
that, we're going to go into the break.
Crikey.
And when we come back from the break, that's when we will do our...
Downtime / court.
So, with that in mind, I will hand you back over to you guys.
Okay, so this week we have some announcements and shoutouts. First and foremost, a big shout out and a massive thank you to Gangrel, or Honor Gangrel in Twitter, for actually subtitling and captioning the videos of the character introductions, the monologues, and the prologue on YouTube. The subtitles, the captions have been reviewed and approved, and they are now live, so you can check them. And I will be, as was my part of the deal, as a promise, I will be using those timings and spaces as templates, so I can add them with subtitles in Spanish. So I'll make sure that happens as well. That is the big first shout out. And the second one is to Gaming FTL. So in an amazing feat of, let's call it weird, untimely love, the first time they came and raided us, it was during the last 10 minutes of our stream. We were closing out the session, so we wanted to return the favor and go and raid them last week, since we didn't have an episode to show for ourselves. So the disaster Coterie talked to our local Mitch, because you find them everywhere. No, you don't. We talked to Mitch, and he decided to make a raid and say thank you, a raid, and say thank you to Gaming FTL, only to find out they were running a rerun. So thank you very much to Gaming FTL, even though you were not there. What we saw, we liked. I loved Florence and the characters he does with the whole and the cool. Tea, and we interacted a little bit with moderators that were around. So thank you very much. I mean, we missed each other, but we love each other.
So, bored of the dead time because there are no relationship map updates this week.
Not yet. There might be for next time.
Oh well, let's see. Do you want to do?
I don't even know.
That was coming.
Okay, so let's start with Gideon over here.
Yes.
So he didn't join us for very long, but in his brief time, he managed to kill Cerise Simmons and Keris Simmons and her 2 children and her baby. Monster. What kind of person creates a character like that? What kind of disturb my... Anyway, that's what
use
he...
that as justification for a humanity race.
And oh, actually, I think I'll hand this down to you.
Oh yes. So you will notice that we have blue strings for whenever you killed a mortal or a kind, and red strings for whenever a kindred is killed. But in this case, there is a white string because there was no killing. That was an assist. So Moses assisted on the death of Andrew Tennant when he killed himself but hadn't killed himself quite right. So Moses drained him a little bit so he could die faster. So it's more like he was already on the way. So let's call it an assist. It's like when you are playing a video game, and instead of you getting the kill, you help get the kill. That's what I got. I got an assist.
Yeah, +1 assist for Moses. And lastly, and surely not for the final time, Mrs. Morovsky has entered the board of killers because she has killed Rick and Morty, the 2 rats that Moses found.
And the art is amazing. Like, we have Rick and Morty rats.
Yeah, we had a guest artist who may or may not be my son draw that on there. So, yeah, Rick and Morty unfortunately have died. We suspect Mrs. Morovsky will be racking up a few more kills as the game goes
We
on.
have a kill board for her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Morovsky board.
Yeah.
The Mirovsky.
Yeah.
The Morovsky files.
So we teased earlier in the week about there being a big announcement. So we are gonna. I mean, are we ready? Wow.
Oh my God.
So we are gonna roll a video for you now.
Hi there, I'm Titus Tudor and I'm here to talk to you about Blood on the Thames. Blood on the Thames is an actual play live stream show which uses the Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition rule set, which on Monday at 7 PM UK time and releases later on in the week on YouTube and as a podcast. For those of you that are new to this, the story is about a group of vampires in London 2001. Play the supporting cast and describe the world around the players, whilst my players take on the role of the protagonists, who often find themselves in situations which range from comedic to very dark, sometimes in the same session. In front of the camera you have me, the storyteller, and my players, Phil, Rachel, Peter and Carlos. Behind it, you have our tech ghouls, Mitch, Callum and the mysterious Dylan. We are proud of what we've managed to achieve thus far and are humbled by the response that we've had from our fans. Although Blood on the Thames is a labour of love, we often strive to provide the best quality show that we can, often on a limited budget. But we'd like to do more, and we'd like to do it better. Going forward, we're aiming to up our production quality, to find new ways of interacting with the community, and to produce additional content. For that, we'd like your help. To increase the production quality, we're aiming to get new cameras, new mics, a better PC and mixing deck, as well as an atmospheric and more fitting set. We'd also like to commission a new soundtrack for the stream, as well as approach artists and commission them for work. Additional content would take the place of more live stream games, setting a variety of different genres and using exciting new rule sets. There would also be additional content videos that we discuss character creation, rules, and advice for players and game masters. In exchange for your help, you'll have the chance to discuss with other fans in the Discord channel, as well as vote monthly on things which will affect the show. You may also get the chance to have a named character of your own appear in the show, and also get the chance for us to run a show explicitly requested for by you. Whatever your decision, we want to thank you for listening and hope you continue to enjoy watching Blood on the Thames.
There you go. Oh yeah. We got patron. We got patron. We got patron.
The Patreon dance.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Hopefully, as the video's just made clear, we're launching a Blood on the Thames Patreon, and there's a few things to say about it. Firstly, it will enable a whole new way for us to interact with people, and you may well have questions. And I should say, if you're watching this now, do talk to Mitch on the Discord to ask him questions, or if you're on Twitch right now, do ask Mitch questions on the chat as well. But just to say, there's a whole host of things in the awards there. Some of them enable you to create your own characters. Some of them enable you to get characters to appear on Blood on the Thames. And one of the principal things that's really cool is you're going to get a way to interact to affect things that happen in the game. And we'll kind of explain that in more detail. And the other thing to say is, if you are already a Twitch supporter, then the awards on Patreon will apply at the level of your Twitch subscription. So if you're already subscribing on Twitch, it's worth going to the Patreon to see what you can blag off Mitch on the Discord after this has happened.
Basically, we're doing an equivalence,
Yeah.
one-to-one equivalence. So if you're already supporting us on Twitch,
Yeah.
whatever it shows on Patreon, you already got.
Because however you support us, we don't want you to feel left out, is basically the thing. But yes, there is going to be lots of cool ways for you to interact. Do go to the website, do go and have a look. It is super exciting and super cool, and you're essentially going to get a chance to kind of act as clans in London, impacting the big decisions and the small decisions sometimes that happen via the Discord there. So do check that out. And the first decision will be being announced soon.
Yes, it will be.
Oh my god.
So, in a kind of tied-in thing with this, with the Patreon's release, we will be doing another giveaway. From the start of book 4, we'll be making the decision, or the pool, or the... My words escape me. Help me, Peter. We'll be doing
like a draw.
Yeah, that. Good, my role in this doesn't rely on my abilities.
Yes, otherwise we'd be in real trouble, wouldn't we?
Yeah, so we'll be doing a draw at the start of book 4. And obviously we've got a downtime between book 3 and book 4, allowing people to obviously get involved. But what we've got, and this is, I'll give credit at the end of it, we've got a really awesome box.
Mimic.
Oh
It's a
my
mimic.
Yeah, a very, very amazing box.
I want one.
And included with it is a variety of stickers by the lovely creator, as well as a dice bag.
Ooh.
So, and essentially, if you are on Patreon, you will get one of the draws. If you refer a friend to Patreon and you get them to message us and let them know who referred them, then they will get a draw, and you will get a second draw. So that's how we're going to be doing that, and then we'll be finding out who's done that at the start of book 4.
So it's the massive mimic patron extravaganza giveaway.
Yes. So credit for this is from waywardleather.com is the address. On Twitter, it's wayward_leather. And Wayward Leather Design on Instagram and Facebook. So give them a look, give them some support, because they're awesome.
Oh, they've got some lovely stuff. So please check them out.
So their details, and also a more kind of coherent explanation of Patreon.
Wow.
And from me,
Of
You're
Patreon.
going to die in the
Patreon.
second half of this episode, dude.
yeah, dude, I wasn't insulting you.
That's all right.
Never on camera. So the Patreon and everything else will be on the next blog post on the website as well.
Do we have
any super quick questions?
Yeah. Before we
So
jump.
just to say, I think Patreon is down at the moment. I'm
Oh.
looking for it.
Patreon,
Oh, come
the
on.
website.
Wait, did the ghouls just break Patreon?
I will be spamming.
I think we flooded Patreon, guys. We succeeded.
Yeah,
Put it there.
Well done, you broke it.
I left you hanging.
We do have one incredibly important question.
Okay, one question then.
For you, Tyler.
I think I've seen this.
From a Misunbalanced, who says, "Why did Gideon not use social combat on Moses?" Why,
Because-
Tyler?
Deep down, Gideon's a coward. It's central to his character, and he knew that Moses would overwhelm him with just sheer puppy love.
Nice. Blasphemy.
Okay, that shit's canon now.
Power of love.
So, well, you asked the question, sure.
I'm just asking what the fans want to know.
Fans know. So,
Hello.
hashtag puppy love.
It must be
Careful where you post that.
love,
Also to
love.
say, for the Discord stuff and the subscribers and the Patreon people, it will be a lot easier for me to manage you if you link your Twitch account with your Discord account.
Oh yeah.
Because
For-
then it can do things automatically for me.
So if you are watching now and you have your account not linked to your Discord, do it. Because it'll be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it for me. Do it for me, chap.
Don't do it. No, do it.
Apparently Patreon is back up now.
Yes.
Hey, they're back.
All right.
Hit
Okay.
it.
So,
See, it was our contact.
It's never too late.
There's always a Ventru going like, what do you mean he's down?
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the end of the conversation.
down. It's down.
That suggests
There's
a
no down
Ventru
till I
fix
say it.
problems.
Yep.
Oh.
They do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, through other people.
Yeah, they'd never do it themselves.
Take credit though, that's all that matters.
So I think
Any other questions?
that are super awesome and have to be answered now.
Yes.
There are some questions that I have, but I'll carry those over to the next week.
Perfect.
Alright,
Cool,
sounds
no
good.
worries, just make a note of them and we'll
Okay,
get to
cool.
them next time.
And obviously do prod Mitch if he doesn't remind us what the questions are.
Yeah.
Hard.
All caps and everything.
And just refuse to ask any of his questions from now on. So,
Okay.
back in.
So the Fantastic Four.
Have split up.
Yeah. Don't split the party,
So now,
don't they say
guys-
that somewhere?
Is the period of downtime. Numerous things will happen during this period, but I'd like to get a rough idea from each of you of the kind of things you will be doing during a period leading all the way up to Friday of August, which is the 17th.
So
I think it says Friday the 13th.
months, roughly.
Because you were on the 18th, so just under.
Yeah. In order or
Yeah,
or
start from
okay.
Yeah,
cool.
just go left to right.
So, basic stuff that can happen over the course of 2 months. Super simple. Check up on Lucy and Susan.
Okay,
To
stop
see.
there. First of all, I'm going to need. I'm going to need a wits plus finances roll.
Can I check
Or
what
intelligence.
hunger are we effectively on for these things?
These things, I'll let you know if it becomes important.
So then we're rolling without hunger dice. Do everything quickly.
Okay.
Everything.
Do all your shit.
Which plus finance?
Start
you say?
giving you hunger dice.
Which plus
I know
finance?
you still use your hunger dice. You'll be on whatever you were just on for your hunger.
Why did you do that to me?
Because he brought it up.
That is a. Can I willpower it, or is it something like it's a roll over time?
Roll over time, so not really.
2 successes. I did some upkeep for my finances some episodes ago. I think I got like 2 or 3. I don't remember how many. I think it
we're
was
keeping
2.
track.
Okay.
Basically, the more expenditures you do, the higher successes you need to maintain the level you're at.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is why I have a very long list at the front of my book saying Moses' expenditures.
Yes, which are being considerable without having any repayments.
Yes.
So I'm trying to have this software scam more people, but it's taking ages. I mean, bots are.
So keep in mind the number of places you have, the transports, the burner phones, everything mounts up.
Yeah.
So, you, during this period of time, how many days would you likely leave it before you go and check on Susan and Lucy?
I think I would check on them immediately, see how they're doing, because the incident with Alice was fairly, recently. So for them, it would be as soon as possible check that they're okay, make sure that everything is fine.
So, you would make your way back to 18 Chancery Lane, likely early in the night. And then when you do arrive at the building, it's quiet. There is police tape there, which is fresh police tape. And the doors are closed, the windows are closed.
If they're nowhere to be around, then I'm gonna sort of use a little part of, not a little, a not inconsiderable amount of time of those first few days on finding them, hacking into the police records or whatever. It's just seeing where, if hospital entries, trauma to blunt force trauma to the head, female, late 30s, early 40s.
Okay, intelligence plus technology. Blood pools stay the same.
Yeah. And we have 2 successes again. What's wrong with me and 2 successes?
Are you going to willpower that?
Oh, I thought I couldn't, and I took
Yeah,
out.
but this isn't something that's over time. Whereas your finances would have been over time.
Oh, okay, yeah, then yes. 4 successes in total now.
Based on police records, social services were called. as a result of the attack which Lucy was witness to. The information and the interrogation of Susan resulted in a question as to her mental state and her fitness as a guardian.
Okay.
She's lost her job
Okay.
because she hasn't shown up to it, even after she was released. Lucy has not shown up at school.
Okay.
When the social services went to collect Lucy, no one was there. No one's seen them, and they've both gone missing.
So now I know what I'm gonna be doing during the downtime.
Okay. So,
And I'm gonna be pushing the boundaries of my obfuscate to like I have to, because now more than ever I'm gonna be infiltrating.
yep, I'll jump back to you in a moment. I'm going to go back and forth. What would you be doing at the start of this period?
I'm going to be being really paranoid. And what I'm going to be doing is basically trying to get Amelia and I a place that no one else knows about. But I'll be getting Amelia to handle that, and I will be, if you like, I'm going to see her infrequently because I'm very paranoid of being followed.
Are you bankrolling this place?
What, the new place? Yeah.
Natural resources?
2.
But for
Rolling
how
for
much
her?
longer?
I mean,
Are you also going to be feeding her regularly?
I will feed her over the months, but you were talking about the immediate.
Yeah. No, I'm just...
Yes, yes. I'm going to continue to feed her.
Okay. She manages to find a place. I'll let you decide where.
Okay.
Because that's a daft number of successes. I'll let you decide where. I'll let you determine what you want it to be like.
Yep.
Because she manages to beat the price down to less than what you're currently paying. And the place is at least twice the size.
Sweet. Got the staff.
Well, I got 2 critical wins.
Nice.
Fucking hell.
Suddenly becoming a
Yeah, that is a daft number of successes. That is
Yeah.
like ridiculous. Disgusting.
She does have crazy business acumen. That's
Well,
That's the
technically, she
point,
got
yeah.
9. She got 2 critical wins and a single win.
yeah.
Bloody hell.
So I guess coast off that for as long as possible.
Okay.
But in terms of, do you want to know like just my immediates, or do you want to know what I'm doing?
What you would have done immediately.
Well,
I'm about to interrupt.
So immediately, I will be being super paranoid. I will be looking for places or people to stay with where I think I might not just be murdered by Edmund.
Any particular names that come to mind?
What of people I might go and... well, I think, depending on what Moses comes up with, I will probably... Sabine is the person that I would probably approach.
Where else would you frequent during this period?
I don't know if I'm going to frequent many places. I think he's going to be lying really low, being super paranoid, super careful. He's going to ditch his car. Not ditch, he's going to get rid of his car.
Where?
Get a new car.
New car.
Yeah, like sell it, trade it.
Part exchange.
Part exchange it, basically.
Okay.
And I'll probably get... what I'll probably do is sign over ownership of the car to Amelia and get her to do it in the day.
Okay.
And I'm gonna...
Sorry, it won't take a moment. I will just send a message to Deacon Road saying, if I need to take one person out of London in a heartbeat to check on Alice, would you help me? That's it. Just to deliver what my promise of getting him out if he needs to.
So in the very immediate term, I'm just trying to make sure that Amelia has a permanent place to live, that I am not leading Edmund to her.
Okay.
And that I am basically trying to not die. That's my sort of primary...
So, I'm going to need 2 rolls from you.
Okay.
Roll your choice of social attribute
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
plus persuasion.
Plus persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
Is this pre or post downtime?
Oh, I'm sorry, not persuasion, do finances.
So my choice of social attribute plus finances. With hunger dice at current hunger
Yes,
or...
so current hunger.
Yes, because you're doing it through Amelia.
And it's social.
Yeah, it's probably...
1.
You're hungry.
Yeah, I'm a hunger 3.
Now the second roll
Yeah.
with the same hunger dice.
Yeah.
I'm going to need wits
Yeah.
plus stealth.
Okay. Can I willpower?
Yep.
Then I will.
Say otherwise, he
That was
knows
a
where
roll.
you are, bub.
I mean-
I'm paranoid.
3.
Okay. Your new car, once it's collected,
Yeah.
it feels different. You've had your car for quite a while, and there's a long moment where you're adjusting to
Yeah.
the car. You're getting used to it because it's a nice car.
Yeah.
It's not too nice.
No,
it's
no,
certainly
no.
practical,
Yeah.
but it's better than what you had.
Yeah.
And you are at some of the red lights waiting to go off to meet Amelia.
Yeah.
And then as you are looking, you hear as the door to the passenger seat opens
Yeah.
and shuts. And then you look over in the mirror, and then your heart, if it was beating, would freeze
Yeah.
as Edmund is pulled into the car. And he just grabs the seatbelt and puts it on.
Okay.
Good evening, Ben.
Good evening. Sorry, how many days or how long has passed since?
This is after she's secured, so it's probably about a week.
Okay, right. Oh, hello. Edmund.
Light's gone green.
Oh, right. I'll start driving.
I've been looking for you. You don't answer your phone.
What can I do for you?
Direct. Pull over wherever you can. I'd rather say this when you're not driving.
Right. Oh, yes. All right. So I'll find a place to pull over, and do so.
Take the keys out the ignition.
Is something going on, Edmund?
I just like to talk to you without you driving off.
Right.
I know you well, Benjamin.
So are we in a place where there are other people around, or is it?
There's other people outside
Okay.
wandering up and down.
I'll turn the engine off.
Your keys, please.
This is making me very nervous. Can't you
Your
just tell
keys, please, Ben.
Do I feel a compulsion to give him my keys?
No.
No. No, I'm quite happy with my keys.
Okay, I need you to roll
Oh shit! Here we go.
composure
Yeah. Am I my current hunger, by the way, still?
Yeah.
Yeah. Composure.
plus,
Oh, hang on. One too many dice.
no, resolve, sorry.
Resolve. Yeah.
Yeah, plus intimidation.
You
Pretty
scare him.
sure I didn't get.
Scare the shit out of them. You got
no.
this. I believe in you.
1.
So I can re-roll as well.
You take
Oh god.
3 points of willpower damage.
Is that just 3 straight?
Yeah, that's because that's already halved.
Yeah. Okay. I'll hand him the keys.
The look he gave you was reminiscent of the looks you've had before.
Yeah.
There's an edge to it that you really don't like, and you hand over the keys. Probably more quicker than you felt you should have.
Yeah.
But he takes the keys, and then just sets them on the
Yeah.
seat next to him. I'd like to thank you, Ben.
You would?
I realise the changes I've gone through must have been somewhat striking for you.
Yes.
And I realise, of course, that for such a shocking change of events, I have been relatively unforthcoming.
Well, that's understandable given everything. It's been a difficult time for all of us, I think.
So I would like to make a gesture of friendship in the interest of what we had, and I hope can be rekindled.
All right.
And he takes out a roll of paper.
Ooh.
He's writing a check.
No.
Money.
Must be funny. If this is a dick pic.
An early
It's a
2000.
stick figure game.
It's an early
This was your
2000.
first drawing.
I might not have premonition, but something tells me that that note needs to get over here.
Yeah, no, I like your thinking. You should.
Yeah, 2 seconds. Let me just double check something, and then I will hand it over.
I don't have premonition, but something tells me this note is not going to make me feel more relieved.
It might do.
It might do.
It might be official invitation to your first proper Voldery.
Ooh.
Sabbat parties are to die for.
You know,
Especially
you make
for
it
mortal.
sound like I haven't had my first proper Voldy already.
Well, not one that you kind of knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Like, is this your first time? Actually, Corley, it is awkward now. I've already done it with 3 other guys.
I was at this party with these really rough guys, and things got out of hand. I wasn't sure what I was doing.
And afterwards, I was like, "What the hell did I just do?"
Yeah,
I am scarred for life.
I'll never get that innocence back.
Right, here we go.
You woke up the following day feeling different, a little dirtier for what you've done.
Roll intelligence plus politics.
Plus politics.
Oh no, he's giving him something to take down court. Something's gonna go down. Oh. Oh.
This is pre-downtime stats, right? So 2 successes.
You've heard the name of this place.
Okay.
Can't quite recall what it is, but you remember it was extremely profitable and extremely well frequented.
Okay. Say, oh. I don't know what to say. Thank you. This is well, this is most unexpected.
Perhaps I'm not quite as lost as you believed.
Oh well. Yes. I'm quite speechless. I feel a bit foolish about how I was earlier.
We all have moments, lapses.
Yes. Yes.
Restore it to higher glories, Ben. That's all I ask.
I will.
That and answer your phone when I call.
Yes. Of course. I'm sorry.
Hand you back the keys.
Thank you.
Opens the door and steps up. Begins walking down the street.
Try one.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to immediately do?
In kind of immediate by the moment, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
But I was over the downtime, yes.
Okay. Katia. True to her word, Sabine begins making contact with you. And you begin acting either alongside her or on her behalf, delivering missives to individuals who are kind and kindred. You'll never, unless you choose to, party to the contents of the missives, but you hand them over. Nothing is exchanged. They don't read them in front of you, they just nod and then excuse themselves. But you also sit in on meetings with some kindred, some of which you don't know, and then 2 in particular or 3 in particular that you do. The first meeting, and the most frequent of meetings, is with Elizabeth Addington.
Rubbing elbows with a dream, with a venture privilege, aren't you?
The next is Martel.
Oh crap.
Martel was the neighbour of ours, wasn't she?
She's the one that doesn't like Moses.
And finally, Maurice. So for your part in this, I would like you to roll charisma plus politics.
Oh dear, I'm not very political.
Or manipulation.
Still
I
gonna be
will be
charisma.
making a note of which avenue you take.
I'm going charisma
Okay.
because it is better.
Yep.
That's 2 successes on the first one.
Okay. Make another roll. That was for the one with Elizabeth. Or I'll be nice. I'll let you choose who that was for.
Can I roll all 3 and then assign them like sat?
No.
I'll stick that. Oh god. I'll stick that one on Martel.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna willpower because it's boring. Oh! Happy crit.
Okay.
I'm gonna give that one to Liz.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Or Lizzie, as you call her now.
Oh.
Lizzie baby.
You are not only on first name basis, you call her Liz.
Yeah.
So 2 to Martel, and how many to?
4 happy crit to Liz.
And finally.
Liz.
And 2 for
Maurice.
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 Cool.
One more willpower.
So you would continue this trend of joining Sabine going through these meetings. The meetings themselves, you do not party to all of the details of them. You don't sit through the entirety of the conversation. But whenever she goes and she meets with these kindred, she's always making a point of introducing you. And there's always a clear point that where Sabine goes, you're with her. And the individuals that she is seeing all seem to recognise her, and there is apart from Elizabeth Addington, there is a measure of difference in how they're speaking to her. And she is showing more and more of the forceful side of her personality, which seems to be garnering her no small amount of leeway. This coupled with the missives, which you're not quite certain what they cover, but whenever she receives a return missive, she has not once looked anything less than pleased by what she reads. And this continues for a period of time. Is there anything else immediately that you would be doing?
When Katia has time, she will occasionally attempt to make contact with and spend time with Will. And she's also obviously still interested, possibly sometime later, because obviously none of us are staying at the Cross Hands, so it's not an emergency. She is still going to try and tackle the haunting problem.
Yes. So that will be coming up. Jim, what are you doing towards the start of this period?
Well, towards the start, I am primarily healing.
Okay.
Very primarily.
So, do you just want to heal until it's gone?
I'll be healing.
Because you are healing, I am going to be making hunger rolls for each night that you're rousing, so you need 4.
Oh.
4
You
for
still
each
have
night.
4 aggravated?
Well, he needs to include the awakening roll.
Oh, okay, yeah, the awakening and the 3 per aggravated. Okay, cool.
So,
cool.
first night.
Pretty good.
First night, I 3 successes, 1 failure.
Okay. So you go
I'll do
hungry
it.
once.
2, yep.
What was your hunger level?
I was at 1.
Okay.
So
2.
I would then be feeding, taking time to feed.
Immediately?
Yeah, it's
Okay. In
just
your territory?
in the territory.
Right,
In the
make a roll
territory.
for me.
In the territory, being very careful.
This is awful.
We're not here to help you this time.
Being careful.
That's actually not
that's
awful.
3 successes.
Yeah.
Great,
The
okay.
difficulty
Yeah,
is
difficulties.
it's 5 plus
I'm
police.
going to make a note.
5 plus police.
It's
How
horrendous.
much are you
isn't
healing? No, how much are you recovering out of hunger?
1.
Okay, and how many successes did you get so far?
I had 3. There.
Okay. So 1 lot of 3 successes on hand. Okay. How much? And you're recovering?
1 point.
Make another roll.
Second one 2, so I'd go to hunger 3,
Okay.
and then I would again hunt.
Make another roll.
So
Be careful.
This is over the course of how many
The police have a full
days?
file on you by this point.
Yeah. Well, That one, 2. Yeah, that's 2.
So what I'm doing for this is I'm making a note of how much he's failing each of these rolls by, and I'm adding it up.
He's adding it up. He's writing it down.
Have you got any more power?
The Coterie will die when we go back to town.
It's a good thing we're not living in the area anymore, really.
And next one is 1. 1 success. With that.
Up to 400.
3, 4, and then yeah, would be hunting straight after that because hungry. 3 with a 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you don't pass the difficulty and you have a nasty skull face shape.
It's a bestial failure. And how many aggravated did you have on you still?
At this point, I have 4 left.
After healing those 3?
After eating those 3.
What aggravated?
Yes.
Yeah, aggravated. Basically, yeah.
Are you going to be spending more time healing?
After the bestial failure, no.
I think after eating that, I'll be going on to enough for for initial moving around. So I'll spend a bit of time.
How your vessel failure?
Yeah.
How would you allow, or would you be fighting the impulse to?
Shit, it's a bestial
How much effort are you putting into mentally not fucking up?
Right, is a heal, then spend the entire night trying to be as careful as possible.
Then for your bestial failure, I'm not going to give you a compulsion, but you are taking 1 point of aggravated willpower damage.
Okay.
Also, we're gonna come back. It's like that scene from The Office. We're like, "Hi," and the whole domain is on fire.
Yeah, probably.
No, there's just no one there.
Okay.
There's no everyone.
It's everyone.
It's just desiccated corpses.
Okay.
Apart from Miss
I will
Mosky,
allow
of course.
one more roll, and then I'm going back to these guys.
After hitting that much, I would then be contacting Alicia for that. For that,
All right.
having
So,
healed sufficiently.
okay. In which case, I'll skip back to these guys. So I'm going to go back the other way.
Okay, cool.
So, one of the things you would notice during this time, and this will tie into some of the stuff we do, is you see a lot more of Benjamin while you're with Sabine. Because Sabine starts inviting him to meet. Not on anything business related.
Yeah.
He is more present at social occasions, on a few once or twice where
Coming
you
to Tremere
are...
parties now.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not Tremere parties. For example, like
No, the Muggle parties, I
a
guess.
normal meet between kindred at Elysium.
Yeah. Bingo night.
Benjamin will be there.
He's allowed
And
to be
she-
seen hanging around you guys.
Yes. And she's always asking him how he is. She's always asking questions. Do a wits plus insight for me.
Me?
Yes, you.
At my current hunger.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say that's well. If it's a contested roll, it's a bestial. It's 1 success and a bestial.
Okay, you roll as well.
Okay, and that was wits.
Plus insight.
Insight. Okay, I don't have much of that.
You don't need insight. You've got sarcasm.
I literally have the same role you do.
Yeah.
Okay. So Benjamin's around for quite a lot of these meetings, and she speaks to you about politics. She speaks to you about various different things, but she explains it in a way which is quite easy for you to understand. She's not using it as a kind of here's loads of supernatural terms for you to understand. She's relating it to mortal affairs.
Cool.
And making it far more easy for you to digest.
Yes.
But at all times, the one thing you would know just purely because you know her is she has never mentioned anything relating to the clan. And each of her answers are geared in a way to learn more about him. In his responses and seeing what things she's mentioning that he's understanding, what his responses to these situations would be. But she's doing it in a way where Benjamin's completely oblivious to the fact that he's providing this information.
Yeah.
I
So,
need to learn to do that.
your calls with Will. She does answer her phone whenever you called. You haven't seen her at any of the occasions at Elysium, and on the few occasions where you've gone into the chantry, she's not there either. Would you try meeting up with her, or is it just calling to check?
If there was time, yeah, I'd try and meet up with her. Because as far as I'm aware, Sabine's directive of trying to, get to know her in this new kind of world for her again is still in place.
Okay. So, whenever you've made contact with her and asked to go and meet up with her, she's been available. She's always rescheduled the time, and it's always towards a later point in the morning. Never late enough that you wouldn't be able to get back. But when you do see her, she is, as you remember her, she is frequently blush of life, even when she doesn't need to be, because it's just something that she's been able to do quite easily, you've noted. What kind of things would you want to discuss or do with her?
We're not discussing any kindred stuff. I think we'd probably just go see some movies.
Okay.
Just genuinely kind of escapism style stuff, I think.
And she goes with, there is absolutely no kind of...
What's that in 2001? Isn't it the Chamber of Secrets? Chamber of Secrets?
Oh, yeah.
There's absolutely no reluctance in any of the things. She's
Book-wise.
happy to go with you, and for a time, it's very much like it used to be. Very much like it used to be. Although she is not as openly clingy as she was. She's very much comfortable in your company, but she is very much now not a ghoul. Her attention does wander towards other people, but the way that she's viewing them is way that you recognise. Back when you first became kindred and you started interacting with Kine again, there's always the moment where you notice somebody that is particularly appealing to whatever your tastes might be, or someone who's got a very prominent vein, something that will draw your eye, and she's victim to that a lot. But then her attention always shifts back to you, and it's comfortable being around her. Certainly given the events recently, it's very distracting. Any other things you'd want to do?
Immediately, nope. I'm still waiting for this haunting arrangement.
You will get a phone call, but I'll come back to that.
Yeah.
What would you be doing?
So Benjamin, over this kind of, I assume this is like kind of a longer.
Yes.
Right. So he's come to the realization that maybe Edmund didn't tell him everything about everything in the past, and that maybe he needs to understand how this all works, which is one of the reasons that he will be finding out from people like Sabine, who's very knowledgeable and also friendly. Haha. Like just kind of real, because he didn't even find out about blood bonds until quite recently from Katia, and he's realising there's a lot of stuff he probably should have known and doesn't know. So he's just trying to work on a lot of that side of things. I think post getting this from Edmund, he will talk to Amelia about about a business venture and about finally having an idea.
Okay.
About what that is, and
Okay. So you're learning these bits and pieces, and eventually you go back to a meeting. And I will allow you to describe your flat. Describe it within limitations of this, if you had resources of one higher than what you do. Hey, like I said, there's a reason she's such a highly rated ghoul.
So I imagine the flat is kind of slightly odd in that I think it's actually primarily Amelia's home. So they're probably the primary living space, and things like the kitchen, which is kind of irrelevant to Benjamin, will be very much like hers, obviously, and she'll have her own room. But there will definitely be some kind of art studio room that will be Benjamin's, where he will, have all of his canvases and bits and bobs and stuff, and also a place for him to sleep that is extremely well screened off from the sun. Generally, Benjamin is of a kind of minimalist thing, so there'll be a couple of cool trinkets, but generally everything's got lots of space. It's all about space and the room to think around that space. How Amelia chooses to decorate, of course, is entirely up to her.
It's odd. I mean, before you'd even come in, she'd already sunproofed.
Yeah.
Not just your room,
yeah.
The whole of it. But she's done away in that if you're looking at it from outside, or if you're looking at it from inside, it looks more like a design choice than someone just being eccentric and closing out the sun.
Nice.
It's tastefully done, actually. It looks like the kind of thing that people go, well, that's odd, but it's good.
Yes.
And not only this, she has geared the apartment so that it's more comfortable for you whilst remaining her space. it's weird how she's done it, and she's not asked you any particular things. It seems like she's been making notes and observations and has just acted on them.
Perfect.
And she has renewed all your arts tools.
Yeah.
As in, she has gone out and got more.
Yeah.
And they are extremely, not necessarily expensive, but high quality.
Yeah.
Which, given that she's worked in a gallery, it's not that
Yeah,
surprising.
of course.
But everything is made.
Oh.
I don't even know what you were doing
I
there.
was trying to put his hand on your
It's
shoulder.
putting Mini Titus's hand on Mini Benjamin's shoulder.
Bad touch. So,
Yo.
she would have made
Touch
this place,
me.
and you want to have a discussion with her.
Oh yeah, okay. We're doing character.
Yes.
Yeah. So I must say you've done a fantastic job with the flat, Amelia.
Thank you.
So do you remember I was talking now that we've got a base and we're sort of more settled in. We were thinking about something, about a way to make ends meet and do something more kind of engaging or interesting. And I had this idea. I don't know what you think, but I had this idea about perhaps creating a new gallery. Not unless you wanted to, not one I'd expect you to be front of house, just something you could oversee the finances of, or what have you, but something where, to give a chance to, artists like me, to people who are coming up, and people who, I don't know, sort of inspire something better in people, because I'm aware that, that's what art should do. It should help people be better and have hope when there isn't hope, and something where we can pick artists that do that sort of thing and make a business of it, but maybe also bring something a little better back into the world.
So you'd like to turn this into a new gallery?
Yes, and it'll take some time, because obviously, I know a few people in the world, and you probably do too, but we'll obviously have to, I don't know, find a way to make it a place people want to come to, and there'll be issues about investing in work, but we can always start with new artists that, like I was, but yes, to make a business of it, and because I happen to have come into the possession of a place that we could use that's very prestigious for the gallery and needs a bit of restoration work. But that's what the thing is, I just don't have that sort of business know-how that you have, and making all the numbers work and all that sort of thing.
Okay, so which place?
Oh, it's the Visions of Voltaire, and it's quite. The name's familiar to me.
How did you?
It's sort of dropped into my lap, actually. Rather, I was sort of just given it. And whilst I have some reservations about it, I also know that if I don't do anything with it, probably that will get me in as much trouble, if not more. So
Visions of Voltaire is the most prominent gallery in the city.
Goodness. Well, that's extremely fortunate because,
owned by Michael Chase. How?
Was.
That's strange. I can't see Michael Chase. But it wasn't Michael Chase that gave it to me.
Who gave it to you?
Well, Edmund gave it to me because Edmund hates Michael Chase. Maybe he somehow found a way to buy it. Oh, this could be very bad. The thing is.
He has no idea.
The thing is, if I think we go slowly to start with. We go slowly. We start making some plans, and I'll test the water, because obviously what I don't want is Michael Chase to be very angry with me. But equally, if we don't do anything with it, then Edmund will be very angry with me. And actually, and I find strange that I say this, I'm more scared of Edmund than I am of Michael Chase, actually, at the moment. Which is quite a remarkable statement to make, really. No, quite, sorry, yes. So I think we probably have to go ahead, but let's go ahead delicately, and then I'm starting to branch out a little more socially, and it might be that I I don't know, see how... Maybe Michael Chase has decided that the gallery was too dangerous with that attack on the other gallery. Maybe he's let it go. And if that's the case, we can just surge ahead. But anyway, I think it could be quite an exciting thing to do. And maybe, maybe I'm just naive, but I like the idea of doing something, you know, nice. But obviously, I think you're probably more...
if this is what you want to do, then I'll back you any way you need me to. It's just...
Yes, but if you think it's a terrible idea and the best way to help me is to tell...
Idea. It's just
Oh, good.
It's just unfortunate how you've come by it.
Yes, very unfortunate. But actually, considering what I thought was going to happen, actually, it could have been a lot worse. So,
Are we sure that this is authentic? Because I can't believe.
Well, if I give you the deed, you could check it, couldn't you? You could check its
You
authenticity.
have a deed.
Yes.
Can I?
Of course, of course. I'll produce it and give it to her.
She takes it out. And she checks it over. I know this legal company.
I don't think it's his style to give me a fake deed. I don't think that's too petty. I don't think that's the way he does things. Even the way he is now, I don't think he'd do something like that.
This is slightly more terrifying. I'd prefer it if it was a fake deed.
Well,
Michael Chase would not give up his gallery. I mean, not unless it had been bombed beyond repair, and even then it'd probably be a point of pride.
Well, I mean, Edmund has been very direct lately. I mean, very direct, maybe. He was direct with Michael. I mean, I know that he had a lot of rage towards him after, you know, Michael said some very terrible things at court once. It was awful. I don't... Well, you know, when everything got trashed destroyed at the old gallery, you know that was because of Michael, don't you? Not the explosion, I mean the time before that, when Edmund destroyed all the works. That was Michael Chase that made that happen.
I didn't really ask.
Oh no, it's often best not to. Best not to, I think.
Well, if this is what you want to do, you let me know. And
I think it is. I'll just, you know, delicately check that. I don't know. Michael Chase isn't on the warpath about all of this, and then yes, I think maybe start making the arrangements, prepare everything so we're ready to, you know, begin work.
Of course.
Oh, me, I don't know what I do without you these days. I don't know how I even got this far without you, honestly. Oh, such a relief.
I also, on your behalf, I apologise if I overstepped, but there's a contact number for Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson?
A cleaner of sorts. Doesn't ask questions if you were to make a mess.
Oh, that sort of cleaner.
Just try not to rely on him. He's expensive.
Goodness. Well, no, that's extremely thoughtful of you. Thank you, Amelia. I always try to be careful. I'll try not to, you know.
He'll only work in households, nowhere public.
Nowhere public. Right. Right.
So, I wouldn't worry too much about it being here. His entire business and his freedom relies on his discretion.
All right. Well, thank you.
I've paid a deposit to him to get his name, but he requires cash up front before he will do anything.
I can understand with a business like that, he might, yes. You know, it was not that long ago that I'd be shocked that Mr. Wilson even exists. Now it seems the most natural thing, really, when you say that. Good.
This kind of thing has always existed. It's just never been relevant.
Yes,
to us
I
now.
was just blissfully ignorant before, but...
I think we all were.
Yes. Would you like a cup of tea or something?
I can make it.
Oh, all right.
You do you.
I will. Thank you, Amelia. Thank you.
And she goes up and opens the fridge. There's very little things in the fridge. Most of it is vegetables and other bits and pieces that she helps us up to. But it's not stocked fully. But you are also positioned close to a shop, which is where she regularly goes to. Beyond, she's gotten better in the sense that she does leave for the shop,
Oh, good.
but she won't go anywhere else.
Small steps.
Very small steps, but she's making them.
I should say there's probably, she may have done this herself, but I suspect there is some kind of outrageous little bed cushion type throne set up for Fagin somewhere.
No, Fagin owns the place.
Oh yeah,
We're just
we're the tenants. Yeah.
squatters.
Fagin
twist.
is glued to her legs wherever she's going.
What if
Fagin.
Wilson is Fagin?
Sorry?
What if Wilson is Fagin?
Yeah, this is like instead of Mr. Wolf, it's Mr. Fagin.
Mr.
You call Mr. Fagin. Sorts it all out.
Just starts eating the bodies. That is the canon noise for Fagin eating the body now. So, yeah, we'll pop back to you in a moment.
Thanks.
So, what have you been doing?
Start looking for Susan and Lucy.
Okay, and what methods are you using to do this?
I'm using her call records.
Okay.
I'm using known associates because I know them. Well, not personally, I know who they are, the basic ones. But my first lead would go to her lover.
Okay.
Check out. I think his name was, I forgot it, but I have it written down. Steven, I think it was. I'm going with him first. Have they been in touch of late? Because he's married. And
Okay, so I'll say resolve plus technology.
same hunger, right?
Yeah, same hunger. I'm being very abstract with hunger just for the purposes of downtime. Aside from the people that are
Networks?
No. This is overarching for everything
Okay.
that we're checking.
That is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so
Finally, out of the twos.
you check through her call records. She has made no contact with the individual in question since she was caught in the act, or that you learned about the act. She's made no contact with him. Most of the conversations that she's had so far were with family that she had in other
Australia?
countries. Yeah. And also with the hospital. And aside from that, there's not really anyone that she's called. That's from call records. What else are you checking?
No, I'm checking absolutely everything else. I'll post, whatchamacallit, her movements, university, her job, people on the volunteer groups that she was on, people on her support group for people with children, victims of child abuse. Like, she was in support groups, helping people and all that, volunteering. I start doing all of that, probably obfuscating, probably vanishing.
Okay, so there's quite a few occasions where you manage to, you don't find her, you don't find Lucy, you don't realize where they are, but you do gain a more accurate understanding of what's transpired. The fact that Susan was freaked out before the social worker seemed to be coming, and as she has been rapidly packing with the intention of fleeing the country, she has also spoken to a few people about Lucy and the fact that Lucy is not well. The nature of her illness is unknown, but it has been a subject of concern for Susan. Lucy has been going to the doctors, but those records are sealed off. You couldn't get access to them in the amount of time you have. And the thing that has kept her from leaving is that. But she still intends on leaving based on what you've learned. But it's suggested, based on all that she hasn't left yet.
Okay.
You have no idea where she is though. Because there's not that many places that Susan would probably go where people would think to not think to look
Yeah.
to her.
I'll get in touch with both Deacon Rhodes and Gideon to see what timescales work so I can juggle, because I think the rest of the investigation is not going to be me moving around. It's going to be me sitting somewhere, cracking, hacking, tapping into lines, doing a lot of stuff. So either Gideon and the constable need me for something, or I need to go, I don't know, training course or the jamboree and singing Kumbaya. I don't know how it works.
So within a couple of days, probably about the time where you've been learning that they are still in the country, you would have begun getting phone calls from Gideon.
Mm-hmm.
Basically with the intention of speaking with you about the role of the Hound and what is expected. The level of authority you would be expected to wield and the expectations and the punishments that come with not fulfilling those expectations. It's not a conversation he has over the phone. He demands that you come and meet.
So it's going to be like a short thing. It's not going to be weeks. It's a couple
You
of
don't
nights.
know how long the conversation itself will last. But
Okay. Yeah, but it's going to be a couple of nights.
it's going to be as long as it takes.
Okay.
It's a position of importance in an old city. It's not really something that you want to half-ass your way through.
Okay, yeah.
So it depends on how committed you are to it, but obviously that's going to reflect both to Gideon and Jacqueline the extent of your involvement in it.
Oh yeah, I can always sneak like a little bit of the beginning of the night, and at the end of the night trying to find Lucy and Susan. And then Deacon is like, let me know at your earliest convenience. When can I just pop by? When would it be good for me to just pop by, see Alice, hang out with her for a little bit, and then come back? It's like, just want to see her. So it will be like a matter of a night or two.
Okay.
And I do it a couple of times, however many times Deacon thinks is good for her and for the place he's giving her.
Back up. Anything else you're doing now?
What, over the few months?
The next period of time after all this has currently transpired.
I mean, I'll be letting Amelia do the clever business to do with the gallery and things. I have a number of trivial things.
Yeah.
So this may impact depending on what. Does Jim, maybe you can answer me this question, Phil, does Jim get Moses' door fixed properly at any point over this downtime?
Not at this point.
It's fixed in a rudimentary manner.
Okay. All right. I'll wait. So if that's still the case at the end of the downtime, I might do something. I am going to get Mrs. Morovsky some decent slippers.
Okay.
Mrs.
Mrs. Morovsky wears the fuck out of those slippers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those
the
are the
hospital ones, which she was quite taken with, but she wears them pretty much exclusively to the degree where she's pretty much worn a hole in the base of
I like the idea that they just age faster,
Yeah.
like on her feet, than normal slippers. Like thing happens. If I don't know if she does, but if Moira Persig has any exhibitions during this downtime, he will go and see them.
Okay.
With a possible aim in the future, not to do anything immediately, but with a possible aim in the future of doing a, because she's fairly high profile, that maybe because of the profile of the gallery building, that she might be willing to do an exhibition as a way to build the reputation in the future.
There are a few exhibitions. There's not as many she normally puts on. She's been quite under the weather
Right.
period, which is noted, but and you only note it because there's a few. Looking back through her itinerary of when she was doing different exhibits and stuff, there's quite a few that was cancelled last minute.
Right. Okay. I'll be sad to hear that.
But recently, the shows of the exhibitions have returned,
So
and her work is good. Most of it focused on a very blank look at the homeless population of London, the squalor they live in.
Okay.
It is very frank and brutal and honest,
Perfect.
as is all of her work.
Benjamin fucking loves it.
It is all, as you come to expect, extremely high quality work.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the things that he won't like initiate it yet, but he'll just be kind of trying to think about and prepare for the best way to approach either her or her people about doing an exhibition at the gallery when the gallery is ready to open.
Okay, cool.
And the only other trivial thing I've got is, assuming nothing horrendous happens, and Benjamin has a bit of time to reflect, he's going to remember in some moment that he was a bit rude to Marcus a while back, and he'll probably send him like a hamper or something by way of apology.
Okay. Where are you sending it to?
Doesn't the prince have like a place where does the Elysium always move? I was just thinking, isn't there a place where we
normally there's quite a few Elysiums, but they're not always. It tends to go back and forth.
So I know we have a number for Marcus, but we don't have an address.
I mean, if you're looking up for where Elysium's likely to be, you would learn that whilst at the moment it is still the theatre, there are plans. There is a place which is currently being built, or has been being built for quite a long period, and is nearing completion. And based upon what information you get when you're inquiring, because quite a few kindred are quite interested in the prospect of a place that's being built with, 70% of its focus being giving kindred neutral ground.
Yes.
Is this place that is being built is nearing completion and will be the next Elysium. It's already been confirmed by the prince.
I think if it's unclear that Marcus is actually going to be there in person, what I will do is probably just have something prepped so the next time there is a court, I can bring it to him.
All of you would have learned at some point soon that the next court. You right there, Jim?
I'm just seeing the chat, and with the Patreon, apparently someone's gone for Primogen.
Yeah.
No! Wow.
Wow. Shit.
There has been a lot of support. Anyway, continue.
I will give you my undying love.
Beautiful people.
At some point soon, guys. I'm trying to get through this without keeping us too. But I love you all. No.
Yeah, but so no, just generally for the rest of the downtime, he's going to be just trying to work out how the heck all of this stuff works, and be trying to basically get some kind of base level. And also just building up that people know who he is, so that if, say, he suddenly went missing mysteriously in some horrific circumstance, someone might ask some questions. So kind of getting to be known to a few people.
Okay. Yeah. So you would all learn at some points throughout this time that the next court is scheduled for Friday, the 17th of August. It's a bit longer a delay than expected, but obviously a lot of the prominent members of the city have been very busy.
Or dead.
Or dead.
So very dead.
That was my
No,
thought.
wouldn't you, Katia? You know. She's involved in most of them.
No?
That was a very innocent sounding no. That was the sarcasm bit, just in case you failed it.
Oh, right.
That is where the next place is, and the court will be taking place at this new
Perfect.
location. So you're holding back the hamper, you can deal with that. Any last bits?
No, that's.
Okay, Katia.
Okay. Her only other main concern now is the ghosty ghoulies.
Yes. So at some point you would receive a call from Sabine saying the individual in question is already on the way to the Crossed Hands. And while you are there, or when you've returned there, you would find a very tall individual, completely shaved head, very kind of interesting way he moves. He's very still, but when he moves, he kind of leans or lists to a side, almost like he's listening in one way. Or you can't tell whether or not it's an old injury or whether or not he just moves in a peculiar way. There is, because he's wearing quite a baggy coat, it's hard to tell whether or not it's a deformity of the spine or something similar. But he is observing the place. Mr. Romorovsky is kind of going like.
I would probably have told her that due to the recent rat problem, I was going to arrange for someone to come in and have a look at our pest issue that we have.
As you come close.
How can you even see the rats from up there?
I think he can see a lot of them at once.
Oh. Hi.
I love this lamb.
The individual in question has a briefcase and waits for you, and as he sees you, he just nods. Katia Stern,
That is correct. Thank
can
you.
we speak somewhere?
Of course, please follow me. And I will take him up to the attic.
He goes and follows you, looking around slowly. And then he places down his suitcase, very, very slowly, on the side. Your friend Sabine Wick has asked me to come. I am Tony.
Pleasure.
So in the interest of formalities, I am of Clan Giovanni.
Boom.
Would you permit me to conduct my work in privacy? I work better when unobserved.
Of course. Because I'm basically living at the Chantry for now. Anything I needed, I've probably removed from my areas. And I will allow him to do his work. A little bit crestfallen because I kind of wanted to watch.
Probably that's exactly the reason why he told you that he didn't want you to.
As you're stepping out, he takes off his coat and sets it down. And the braces and the white shirt that he has, it makes it clear from how well it fits his wiry frame that he does have quite severe spine deformity in the way that he lists. But when he moves, it's very slow but precise, and everything that he's getting out is purposely gone. And as he works, some of the items you have fly off the shelf, and he completely ignores it. He just continues to get bits and pieces. So you shut the door.
Yeah, I left him to it. I'm gonna get kicked downstairs now.
You can go to my room and play PlayStation or whatever.
I think I took my GameCube back to the
GameCube,
Chantry as
yeah.
well.
Well, mine is still there because I'm not moving stuff.
After a while, as you're moving back and forth, he would make his way around the building. And he steps into Moses' room, where you are downstairs. Mrs. Morovsky, every time she sees him going towards a room or testing the door, she lowers the paper as though she's about to say something, remembers he's quite tall, and then goes back to the paper. But as he comes towards Moses' room, he doesn't pay any attention to anything around. But he is going around just looking. And then after a while, of a very brief look, he just goes back up the stairs, shuts the door behind him, and then vanishes back up to your room. And this takes hours. And hours. And when you're getting towards the evening, and there's a part of you that kind of wants to go up just to see if he's still here. As you are moving back through the lobby, Mrs. Morovsky's saying, "Oh, good idea," making her way after locking the door. She does do a glance upstairs, and then as she sees you all here anyway, she just kind of does a, and then everyone goes off to her room. You hear footsteps coming from upstairs. And he steps down with the briefcase, his coat over his arm. And there's some space on the stairs. All 3 spirits have been removed. My glances over at the desk. Business with Miss Wick is concluded.
Thank you very much for your time.
Likewise. If you have need, Miss Wick knows how to contact me.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Moves and opens the door, bends underneath the frame, and closes it behind him.
I would probably call Moses pretty soon after this to let him know the good news. And by the way, there were 3.
And I go to Gideon. There were 3! 3! You think we can get a priest there? And I go back to my chats with him.
Okay. Gideon is...
Poor Gideon is gonna deal with me such harshly. So poor guy.
You might not make the end of the downtime, you realise. You'll just wake up like stage.
And haven't even had like 5 minutes to myself to find a puppy or like train any of the things I wanted to spend my points on.
So
Yes, I go to
yeah,
the,
a
like,
lot of the conversations with Gideon, primarily through him, although the constable is there.
Okay.
She doesn't do any of her the induction herself, and quite often she is moving back and forth. The only other hound you meet is Gideon, and he handles most of your education, and he is thorough. By the time he is finished, there is nothing you do not know
Okay.
about this role and your expectations. And there's a part of you that feels better prepared, and there's also a part of you that's far more terrified about the sudden expectations you're going to have coming at your doorstep. But
So I expect you will train me to do that as well, right? Because some of the things will probably involve beating the crap out of people. And I tell them, like, I am really good at doing that from behind with a bat while invisible. But after that, after I lose the element of surprise, I'm done.
okay.
So I'm gonna need help with that. Although I'm pretty good at investigating stuff.
We will help you.
Thank you. Also, I've been finding it hard to look for a pet shop that opens late.
There are plenty of strays if you need.
Do you know any veterinaries I can take any of the strays
No.
pups for? Because I want to get like vaccinated and parasites and like the works. It's a puppy.
Good luck.
Thanks.
So, because I am skimming through, your training
Yep.
with Alicia.
Yep.
It's rigorous. As promised, she does come and help you. She even helps you feed sufficiently to heal all but one aggravated.
Woo!
As the compromise, I'll let you make this decision before you're about.
Yeah, I can still put it back on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll take another aggravated willpower damage.
Alright, but I will gain,
Everything apart from one aggravated to heal.
and I will gain what I was. I will have gained what the. Because doing the training, I'll have filled an ambition.
At the end of the downtime, yeah.
Yeah.
But not during this bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she is as merciless as she ever was. But she, true to her word, does remain. And despite the fact that you are severely injured through most of this, even while she is feeding you, she is no less exacting with what she expects.
Yeah, I will keep with the aggravated physical damage and.
And a lot of this training happens outside of London. She does take you out to some of the numerous fields and does most of it then. A bit of the hunting happens out there as well. Mainly truckers which are sleeping on the side of the road. She'll just go up, wrench open the door and just haul them half out of the thing and then just feed. There's very little kind of subtlety with her, but when she does it, she just pushes them back in. So you stay out there, you train, you feed, you remain there, you train. And that's how it goes.
Yeah. And once I've kind of learned that, I'll then be heading towards the homestead of Alan Burr.
Okay. One thing you do realise is your investigations into Alan Burr have revealed in your recent looks into it that Alan Burr is going to be a very troublesome target for you to approach. Particularly at this current time, he is very high profile with some of the cases he's handling. A lot of people have been captured by the police, claiming, whether accurately or not, to be in some way involved with the 3 bombings. He's involved a lot with that approach. He's involved with some other cases as well. He is almost never outside of the public attention. And this could not have come at the worst possible time for you to be given this request. So I need to know whether you're going to delay or just going to go with it.
With him being so high profile, I will delay.
Okay. So DS James is not happy the amount of time it takes. he is extremely pissed, and there's a number of times with many a fuck's sake Jim that you get the phone hung up on you. And it's not just annoyance, it's genuine anger that it's taking so long. But the fact that he keeps calling you clearly means that he expects you to still be doing it.
Yep.
But over the course of this time, you're able to go no further on that. But it's still something that's weighing on your head, but at the moment it's just too hot for you to touch.
Finding out.
So, is there anything else any of you would do leading up to the court?
Can I do my final expenditures? Do I find the time?
Your final expenditures for...
Obviously.
Yeah. All the stuff you guys have requested to buy, you will have bought by this point.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because I had the dyscrasia.
Yeah.
The recalling dyscrasia.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to burn it because it'll give me
that's
1
fine.
XP.
Yeah. That is fine. Everyone, the expenditures that have run the expenditures by me.
Sorry, Cats and Dogs came out in July 2001, so me and Will went to go see Cats and Dogs.
Cool.
She's really tickled by Mr. Tinkles.
But then also Legally Blonde, Scary Movie, and like...
It's a bumpy year.
Yeah, it's an interesting year. Also, one of the Final Fantasy movies came out as well, so...
Nice.
I'm assuming that things like that it's okay that our hunger is restored over this period of time.
Oh yeah,
but that not our willpower.
Your aggravated will not be. Your general willpower will be.
Oh yes! Oh man, I had no willpower at all. I was ruined.
So your willpower will be returned,
Okay.
apart from your aggravated.
Yep.
You can make before the court your final willpower, your final aggravated roll if you wish. But whatever you end up with, you're going to court with.
You're going to court with this.
Because doing that training, that will have succeeded ambition. That will heal the aggravated.
Which one?
Doing the training with Alicia.
Okay,
that,
and you heal it.
Yep.
But I need a new ambition from everybody.
Yeah, I will do.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
The
I will-
mission changed.
I'll make one more
So-
healing roll.
So, oh my god, you're going to go into court, possibly not on her. Oh man, you're so brave.
Oh, so stupid.
Or the other thing.
I'm on hunger 3.
Oh, it's not too bad.
Could be worse.
I mean, it's a good job you got those high social pulls for those. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Shit's going to hit the fan one way or another.
Yes, it
It's not
is.
Hunger 4.
Okay.
It's not hunger
I'm
5.
gonna wait for errant Moses to rush by. So yes, all of the changes that were run by me, guys.
And he was never
fine.
seen again.
I do need you guys to likely next episode or start a book for whichever guys you want to do to justify, for the sake of these guys at home, the changes that you've made to your domain.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So just so that they're aware, and any other obvious changes that have undergone with your character, things that don't won't come from the roleplay. If your character's like bought a really expensive hat or some shit, just obvious ones. So.
Have we seen each other much before we
That's
received
entirely
the
up to
court?
you guys.
Have we got together?
Well, I will have seen
We
a
would
bit
have
of
seen
you.
each other quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, to be honest, once Edmund demonstrates the ability A to just find me wherever the fuck I am,
Yeah, will
and
you-
B
will you have told us
he's
to
not going to
come-
try and murder me, I'll probably be a little less hiding.
Would you have told us to come down
Aside-
from high alert?
As- Aside from your snazzy. Aside from your meeting with Edmund in the car, you wouldn't have seen him again yet.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I will have told you. I will tell the Coterie that I've seen Edmund again. He didn't try to kill me. So probably, maybe you're okay for a bit.
Okay. So,
But I'm not going to be very confident about that.
on the Friday of August the 17th, you are all gathering together, wherever you wish to be, in order to head off to the latest court. Feeling no less prepared for this one than you were the last time you went to a court.
I'm always prepared.
Aside from you, you're always.
I'm actually feeling more prepared.
Yeah, we got this. We schooled you.
And
Yeah.
everything.
I
Okay.
know.
You would learn, based upon the information that you had in Constant Inquiry, that the new Elysium, which has opened up, is a club called Asylum. Which you would know, Moses, has is a well-known Los Angeles club, which, based upon a little investigation and gone off the Shrek.net, that this is a franchise which is managed by a kindred. The entire purpose of this place, this Keeper of Elysium, which you only know as Miles Wright,
Miles Wright.
with a W.
WRIGHT.
GHT.
Okay.
Would we have known much in advance what the nature of this
Miles?
setting
It's
is?
a club. So
Okay, then in that
club,
case,
club attire.
full Trinity kind of style.
Yeah.
And the name of the place was, sorry?
The name of the club, Asylum.
Asylum. Cool. Do I know anything about Miles Wright?
No. He is a kindred from outside of London that's come from America. He is already, and little is known about the kindred, however, there is 2 big points worth noting. Not only has he gained a club in the city and been given permission to reside there by the prince, he is the Keeper of Elysium here. Not in the whole city, just in this club.
Okay.
But given the reputation of this club to people that come from America or have some history from America, particularly mainly those people in Los Angeles, because that's where the parent club is, this is not a bad place, especially since its entire purpose and the reason it was made is to be neutral territory for kindred. Feeding is permitted here with the permission of the Keeper of Elysium. Essentially, if you're feeding here and it is a good day, the hunger rolls are low, which is the benefit. However, you've got to keep the Keeper of Elysium
In the loop,
happy, is more important. So nothing else is known about Miles Wright, and that is quite an unnerving thing, the fact that most of the Nosferatu aren't talking about Miles Wright. At least not in the levels of the Shrek.net that you have access to.
Anything from Jacqueline and Gideon? Like, do we have anything to do during court?
You would literally be told to attend. You would not have gone on any type of assignment from her.
Okay.
Your education regarding the role would just be repeated over and over, and to the point where you are sick of it. And Gideon won't care, just keep going.
Okay.
So, you all having...
And I have a puppy, but I didn't bring it with me.
That's fine, we'll go into details on your puppy at another
Okay.
So, everyone apart from Jim is well fed. What is the style of dress? I know yours. You guys.
Minimalist suit.
Yeah.
Works
Same as
every
you are.
occasion.
Well, I didn't know if I was gonna work security, so I even brought like.
Yeah.
But this is literally my Walkman or my Discman.
Also, when I say Trinity, I mean like smart Trinity. So yeah, the floor-length leather coat, but also very smart, just very plain black top and trousers.
Jim would have gone to Ben and basically asked him that. I said that he knows that. I know that you would prefer to at least dress up a little bit. Fortunately, the previous jacket kind of got destroyed with the gallery business. So if you would like me to, I will wear one, but I don't have one.
I'm a little confused. Are you asking me to buy you a suit for my benefit? Is that what you're?
Well, I'm saying that if you would like me to.
I mean, I'm all for you not annoying the prince. So yes, I would rather think you would also be up for this. Yes, because
Suit hire is a thing, Jim.
You can hire suits.
I'm aware it's a club at this point. So, but good news is you don't need to wear a suit this time. You know, unless you want to, because it's a club.
As soon as the club was completed, which was about a week ago, but it's not been open until tonight. Tonight's the opening. The news would have spread amongst the kindred that this is where you need to go. This is the Elysium for the night. This is where the courts are being held. There will be no kind there. The opening is a select premiere opening. So, code word, kindred only.
Just remember glow sticks.
What the fuck are glow sticks?
Those definitely exist in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh, they're wonderful. You sort of snap them and shake them, and then they glow. And
yes, purples and yellows and oranges and blues.
and then you can make, you
greens.
wave them around whilst you,
I'm aware.
I
was just fucking with you a little bit.
apparently.
So you're all
Not that I
making
did
your
it.
way towards
Much.
Sire. The place is done up to host many of the rock and metal bands of the period. And as you step through, outside it looks very kind of low key. There is the neon asylum written across the side of the building, but other than that, there's not much. It looks more like a warehouse kind of construct than anything else. But when you step inside, the walls, the bars area, everything to do with it is decorated in a way that suits this kind of grungy metal establishment. And the bar over on the far wall is stocked with more alcohol than most of you have probably ever seen in a bar or a club, to the extent where the shelves go right down to the floor behind the bar. And the place is packed, kindred. For a building this size, packed. There is an upper floor that goes in circles around. There is a staging area. There is a place for a band to play, which is currently playing at the moment. Most of the individuals who are standing observing, there's no one dancing, but they are listening to the band.
There will be.
But there's no one.
But first, I'm just walking around the top area, checking the fidelity of my Walkman every now and then, just making rounds.
Okay. So
looking ridiculous.
You enter in, and there's some kindred that you recognise, and after a good 15 minutes, Hardgore's set finishes.
Hardcore!
Have they all been made kindred?
No.
You said there were no kind at this event.
There are no kind at this event.
And they're all ghouls!
So,
or they are completely unaware.
When they finish and file off,
free food,
step out, and music begins going over the speakers. After Hardcore vanishing into the back, and an individual that's behind the bar steps through, shuts the door. Everyone finally turns and looks at one another, and they begin speaking. They've been speaking back and forth, but now the actual discussion begins. And some of the kindreds that you notice, quite a few, look quite, not necessarily young, but the way that they're cleaving to each other and the fact you don't recognise them suggests that they're some of the younger ones in the city. Not as old as young as yourself, but there are some in there.
Oh.
Straight right down to earth.
Yeah. It's like, so you do see Sabine and various other people in attendance that you do recognise. Sabine introducing you both, and unlike previously where she took Katia with her, she now takes Ben with her as well. Yeah. And begins going around and speaking to people, and quite a few kindred are addressing her. And normally this is nothing, but Elizabeth Haddington is one of the people that does come up and speak with her, and she does have a discussion that she steps off with Elizabeth and speaks to her, leaving you two to discuss. So, what are you guys immediately doing?
Finding out who's alive and who's dead.
It's like a cool.
Basically.
I'm just keeping. I'm just looking watch. I'm not really interacting with
I'd
anyone.
probably keep an eye out just to see if Oliver is in attendance, because I haven't heard anything about him since the gallery incident.
So my primary mission is to not be a dick in any sense, and just survive the night with dignity intact. However, my secondary mission is keeping an eye out for Michael Chase and any gossip about Michael Chase, particularly anything involving being really furious about having lost his gallery and going to rip off the head of whoever took it, etc.
I would also be encouraging Ben to stick, that we should stick together.
Oh yeah, I'll be totally up for that.
Okay, charisma plus etiquette, the +1 because you've got someone in your ear. You've got a gym and a cricket. I need manipulation plus politics from you.
Manipulation.
Oh, we're going to be rolling willpower here.
Yeah, you are.
2 successes?
2.
3
Okay,
guys.
you do get a rough idea. You don't get all the names.
No.
But you do pick up the names that you know.
Important missing names and people I know.
Okay.
2.
Okay. You manage not to make a faux pas. There's quite a few people that kind of give you a look, like when you say something, but it's nothing that's going to cause anybody to turn around and be like, you fucking what?
Yeah. You what, mate?
From yourself, from a bit of inquiry and subtly listening into some conversations, there are 12 kindred whose names you've never heard that are among the deceased, as well as Paul Difford,
Aww.
Sebastian Coley.
Oh shit! Yeah.
But the two big ones, the one that most people are talking about, is Michael Chase.
Oh yeah!
Oh, that's so
and
sad.
Edward Colbert.
No.
Oh. Oh.
Two prudent window.
Edmund, go for prudent.
Yeah.
These are the names that you would have picked up in listening through.
Fuck.
What? Sorry, you forgot to say Oliver? Yes, your mind.
No, he's the new prince.
Prince Dick.
I go back into Pearl Jam's den while the new band comes out. Although I could be going for No Doubt Strange Kingdom.
It is a note that one of the points of the court is to address this aftermath. And as you... So that was what you three are actually doing.
I was also looking to see if I could see Oliver anywhere.
Okay. Wits plus awareness. And what is Jim doing?
I'm just kind of keeping out of the way, not really interacting with anyone unless they specifically come up, which I think is probably unlikely.
Someone does come up to you. 3? Mm-hmm. Excellent. Oliver is there.
Instantly you see me skip.
We're always with him. But that's not unexpected. Alicia approaches you. And when she goes up to you, she leans against the wall. I like this place, Jim. It's a shame they sent the band off. I was hungry. I might go and see if they're still around. She slaps you on the ass and walks off.
Alright.
So, this discussion, looking around, continues as you guys slowly integrate yourself. And unlike previously, when you've been in court, your integration is much smoother. It's not, you're walking up and you're immediately like kind of Sabining it,
Yeah.
which is now,
Something.
Yeah. But you are not getting distrustful looks. You are not getting people that are looking at you as though, what the fuck are you doing in this city? There are glances on occasion, but at this moment you are more kind of acknowledged in a mildly dismissive way by some, whereas other ones like Sabine, whenever you come past, is accommodating you into conversation. Not bringing you in to give an opinion on anything big and prominent, more just kind of a show of, I know who this is. Primarily with you, but to a lesser degree with you. Not with Elizabeth Addington. At no point does she draw.
She's above my pay grade anyway.
So, eventually, everything dies down. And you can tell the moment the prince enters, because everyone stops and turns towards the stage. And the constable is as normal with him.
I don't know. I don't know where to stand. I look for Gideon.
Oh, Gideon's on the floor, close to where you are.
Dying.
I am with him, and I go like, sorry, I forgot to bring another set of headphones.
Shh. So.
No, note to self, buy actual thingies for Gideon just to see his face.
The prince steps up, and he is wearing a simple black top, black trousers, and his hair is shaved to the base. Even though it'll grow back, it's shaved. And he just looks very slowly around at everybody, and everyone just meets his gaze. Good evening. I thank you all for joining us. I have some announcements. And then the court can proceed as normal. First of all, for those who contributed to the defense of the city against the Sabbat, it will be remembered. For those who did not, it will be remembered. thanks to certain members of the Praxis, a key Sabbat member has been held and is under interrogation. The remaining agents of the sect will be routed out and destroyed. Second of all, there is some news that you are all no doubt aware of. As part of the attack, we have lost both our Toreador and our Malkavian Primogen. Fortunately, there is some blessing. I have already selected a kindred to replace Michael Chase. And he gestures, and a kindred breaks from the front. She's wearing quite a tasteful black dress, shoulderless, but she steps up and moves up, and she has short dark hair which curves around. She's quite plain in appearance, but as she steps up and moves towards him, she bows and then meets his gaze and stands up. Those who know her and those that don't will recognize Lisa Kedding as the new Primogen of Clan Toreador. Then she steps back. Second, the Tremere have been granted at my sufferance a seat on the Primogen Council. Sabine breaks from the crowd and steps up towards the stage. As you instinctively glance towards Oliver, the expression on his face is subtle, but you know it well enough to see that he is seething.
Ave Maria Purísima
And
Gracia.
as Sabine steps up, moving with quite a nice tailored pantsuit with broad shoulders, she steps up, bows to the prince, and then...
I was just saying, shoulder pads. It's a good look.
So she bows to the prince, steps up, and looks him in the eye. Sabine Wick will be recognised as a member of my Primogen Council. This is my will. And then Elizabeth Addington, who is watching from the row, you manage to catch just the bit where she just nods to Sabine. And Sabine looks over towards you, glances over at Oliver, and then does not smile. But if our eyes could do so, you're pretty certain that she'd be like... He glances over towards the constable. And then gestures, and she steps forward and begins speaking in French.
Oh shit.
Now Gideon steps around and begins translating immediately. There are quite a few people in the crowd which look visually kind of annoyed that she's speaking in a different language. Not one of them says anything. And Gideon says, the constable has decided to bring on a new hound
Oh shit.
who will be recognised as an agent of her will and will enforce the laws at her sufferance in the city of London. Moses.
Well done, Moses. We're so proud of you.
There are quite a few raised eyebrows. There are quite a few raised eyebrows. You are from the far corner.
Lucky Jake must be laughing.
You just call him Fucky Jake.
Lucky Jake must be bursting again. I go with my best cute and cuddly smile and wave boys,
No one moves.
and I stand next to them, well behind her.
And then she looks at you for a long moment and then looks over at the prince.
And I look at the prince and I, proper etiquette, looking in the eye, bow, my priest.
He waves you back.
And as I step down, I
not off the stage. Back.
Back behind him.
Yeah.
Okay. And from the back, I go again.
One final notice. As I said, the actions of those who have assisted in the removal of the Sabbat will be remembered. For that reason, Edmund detaches himself from all and steps up onto the stage, moves over to the prince, bows, looking him in the eye, steps up. Edward St. Clair will be replacing Edward Colbert as the Malkavian Primogen. And Edmund turns, looks at you, and smiles. And that is where we're going to pause for today.
It's okay, he likes you again.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, until such time as he grows weary of
thank
me.
you
everything's awesome.
very much
Oh, yeah,
for
thank you.
Patreon.
Oh my god.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I think everybody should stay a bit.
We just need to chill and figure out what's going on.
Big thank you.
Thank you very, 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 very much, guys. I've not managed to look myself, but apparently, according to Mitch, who's
If we have
throttling at the mouth in the corner.
whomever is already in Patreon, you're already in the giveaway.
So can I suggest a first goal to work towards? A goal to get a blonde wig for Gideon moments for Titus in the Patreon.
Oh yeah.
Chat has been asking for that,
Not
so.
to be blonde, as long as it's
Chaz
perfect.
demanded it.
Have to have
Chaz
a flippy bit.
provided
Chat has provided a wig. Oh, for the Gideon bit.
Give me a wig, and I will wear it.
Okay, cool.
I might not only wear it for Gideon.
Sunday nights are yours to do with
Leave it
what you
there.
want.
Leave it there. Even in
I mean, who wouldn't want to have this good, right?
TMI.
Well, you know what I could do? Every single time that he comes on, actually, that sounds really good. I'll step off camera, Mitch can sit down, and I can use him like a ventriloquist.
Alright, Mitch, bend over.
Yeah, that's why I thought it sounded weird.
Yeah.
Thanks for making it even weirder.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very,
That's what I
very,
figured.
very much, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Spread the word. Spread the love.
Discord.
Yes.
Join Discord, yeah.
Join our Discord.
Join us.
I believe,
Someone is hitting the.
Yeah, join our Discord.
I believe everyone apart from Peter is here next week.
Yes.
I will not be here next week. Fear for Benjamin.
Benjamin may not be here after next week. So I apologise.
Benjamin will run off very fast.
Yes, so thank you very much, guys, for everything you've done on Patreon, even on the short amount of time it's been up.
In the 2 hours it's been up.
Regarding the previously mentioned first vote, that will be coming soon. It will be coming before
Book 4?
Book 4. I'm not sure when yet, but it will at some point. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. Join the Discord. I'm channeling my inner Mitch.
In the Discord.
So, thank you very much, guys.
Take care.
Love you.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thanks for watching this episode of Blood on the Thames. If you'd like to keep up with all the latest news, follow us on Twitter and Facebook and ShrekNet, the links to which are down below. And remember, if you want to join us live, be sure to tune in every Monday at 7 p.m. on Twitch. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.